I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is Righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Man. As we begin a new week, the work week, they say the week began yesterday and Sunday. And today is the beginning of the work week. So many people are up and about at work. It is our first show for the week. As you know, we take weekends off most times unless there's something we believe we need to speak on so we can, do other things and spend time with the family, which is very, very important. You understand me? There is our relationship with the Creator God. And then after that, our family comes next. Everything else can follow. But our relationship with God, then family comes next. You understand me? Your spouse, your children, you understand me? Yeah, but big up and good morning. Again, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. If this is your first time, it is indeed our pleasure to have you on the platform. As usual, we ask you to hit the like button, to subscribe, and to share. We also have a couple of things that are new to the channel. All right. Number one, you can be a member, and it's very inexpensive to be a member. You can start at the lowest level, like a $2.99, and then the highest level is below $10, and you can be a super boss, which means your messages get priority. And when we launch our new, our 2023 edition of the I Am Sure Sports merch, you will get special rates, right? All right. So, and that is coming up in probably a month's time. You'll see us preview our new designs and what we have. Remember, we normally do the amount that is for the year. Like it's 23, so we made the 23 for the local market and 23 for the overseas market. So you'll get those perks as you become a member of the channel. We also have our super sticker and super chat fixture that you can be a part of. We also have, I have to tell you this, and I'm going to show you the standing in the super I am sure Sports Fantasy League. That's the EPL Fantasy League standing, because I'm not seeing Demo in the top half of the table. I see Jason, who is leading. I'm going to show you that. So big up to RR, Jason Duckland. Bert from 5 says, big up, no Reggae Girlz. No, Reggae Girlz cannot turn it around. They do not create chances and certainly don't score goals. All right, I do agree with that. I'm going to give my own take. Where that um, is concerned, as to, is there any hope of us turning it around? Possibly not, but I also believe that there are some things that we can do differently to at least look like, we want to win the game. And I'll go back to some of what I saw in the game that we did. But there's a couple of very important things. Listen, and then I have some other um, important stuff that I am going to be talking about. Um, it's going to be all right. I don't want to get into that yet, but trust me, it's going to be worth the wait. All right. So make sure you tune in for that. All right. But big up Mr. United. We're going to cover some EPL as well. There are some teams looking really good, including City and Liverpool. But, we don't want to begin and continue our program without giving, make sure you're hearing me clearly and all of that. Giving thanks to the Most High God, the Creator, the one who made the heavens and the earth. The Bible says in Psalm 25, we speak a psalm today, say, in you, Lord, my God, I put my trust. I trust in you. Do not let me be put to shame, nor let my enemies triumph over me. No one who hopes in you will ever be put to shame, but shame will come on those who are treacherous without cause. Show me your ways, Lord, teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are my God, my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long. Remember, Lord, your great mercy and love, for they are from of old. Do not remember the sins of my youth and my rebellious ways. According to your love, remember me, for you, Lord, are good. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his ways. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful toward those who keep the demands of his covenant. You understand me? For the sake of your name, Lord, forgive my iniquity, though it is great. Who then are those who fear the Lord? He will instruct them in the way they should choose. They will spend their days in prosperity, and their descendants will inherit the land. The Lord confides in those who fear him. He makes his covenant known to them. My eyes are ever on the Lord, for only he will release my feet from the snare. Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. Relieve the troubles of my heart and free me from my anguish. Look at my affliction and my distress and take away all my sins. See how numerous are my enemies and how fiercely they hate me. Guard my life and rescue me, and do not let me be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. May integrity and uprightness protect me, because my hope, Lord, is in you. Deliver Israel, O God, from all their trouble. Yeah. You understand me? You don't know. We give thanks. We understand me, because we know that we are dust, and there's a creator God who has made us, and we give him all the glory for his marvelous works in creating, forming, and fashioning us. You understand me? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's the thing there. But a couple of updates, you understand me, I want to share with you. You know that the North American camps, they continued over the last weekend, and that was a very, very, very good job, again, being done by all the coaches, including Coach Freddie Butler, Richard Edwards, and all of these guys. None of this money is none of this is funded by the Jamaica Football Federation, really, except they provide like the uniform that the kids use. A lot of the resources are past players, giving back to Jamaica's football to bring out the kids, and so on, to big up all the persons who are involved in that. I think it's one of the initiatives that I was a part of, that I really am glad that I got involved in it because I'm seeing the changes it is making, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling you this, what is going on with the football where these guys are concerned is significant. And I personally, this is me, this is my opinion, and this is not trying to disrespect none of the local coaches, because as soon as you have an opinion, people believe that you don't rate them. Jamaica have this thing where ratings is such a big thing in our culture. I don't understand why it is, but I will say this. I think we have to look at tapping into some of these persons in the diaspora who are doing these things to see how we can get them involved in the football from a coaching perspective. Again, not because they are my friends or people I know, but even Gregory Simmons. You have the Richard Edwards, the Freddie Butler, the Boris Johnson, the Carlton Bartlett Simmons, all of these people, and many others. You have this former Calabar Union, Andre Waugh, who was involved in this one, right? So I really would love to see some of these persons get involved in the football. And I think what we should do for the under 17 team, this is my opinion, that because these guys are doing all of this work, that they should be given an opportunity to be a part of the under 17 program. You understand me? Just to see, give them a cycle to see how well they will do. That is my personal opinion, and I think it will do well for the football. All right? I think we have to try to do things differently. And there's a group of persons involved in the football. It's hard as an outsider and to get in, and then when outsiders get into the football, they probably get some of the biggest criticism and tear down. And I can speak about me. People have been saying that we need we need change in the football, right? We need change in the football. A lot of people say that. But when people get involved who are not at that level in the football, the same people who say they want change start criticize and tear down. And this is why my topic is this way. Is it money or management? And if you want change, get involved. All right? Because we have to get some persons who are not involved in the parish associations and in the administration of the GFF right now, who understand the football, understand business, understand the changing dynamics of our modern culture, to get involved in the football, who have a heart for the football, a heart for the country, who have expertise that can change it. Not just to just chat, criticize, tear down, like some, certain communities across the world, probably predominantly like in the culture that we live, Jamaica, that every day I be a quarreling and cussing. Some people just get up and quarrel and cuss, 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 and blame everybody but ourselves instead of taking responsibility and make a change. Brethren, you see, if the government corrupt, it gonna need people who are not corrupt to get involved and change that. We cannot leave the same people governing and expect to see change. Same thing with the football. We cannot have the same people in there and criticize and think things are going to change. Some of us need to get up off our laurels and get involved and think about, me no want get involved and do something to make a difference. Do something. So, because I tell you people, I'm going to give you some things, because I can disagree with people, and be respectful to the people, So I don't have no negative sentiments towards Raymond Anderson. But I tell you this, in all my dealings with Raymond Anderson, I can tell you this, or even the persons who they say are part of his thing, none of them have dealt with me in a way that me say, yo, them on the disrespect me. Never. I've never experienced that with Mr. Anderson, nor Mr. Ricketts. You understand me? Because I deal with people respectfully. So I will tell you this, Mr. Raymond Anderson, there's nothing personal between me and him, nor Mr. Michael Ricketts or the people who are supporting them or not. Me generally, all of me disagree with people can get along with them. All right? So, bam, want to understand this. All right? So, for me, any one of them who win, if they want me to, me will help the football. It's not like if this man win, me not support it, me go tear it down. Or if that man win, me not support me go tear it down. It doesn't matter to me, because what I want to do is to help where I can and to give my knowledge where I can. Because I have a long time to do this. I have a very small window. And personally for me want to do everything because you see, me want to give a person a chance, you know, because me want to give them a World Cup cycle that we're supposed to be in. Watch me now, because you see, after 2026, because the next election, if it's 4 years, you know, I don't know, 4 years is what, 4 years? Them going to lead for 4 years. 2027, Manning's man are going to run for the president of the football in Jamaica. Even if, so if anybody wants to, all right, that's your intention, me want put up myself as a man who want to bring change. And you don't have to vote for me, and if you agree, you can tear me down, so I have no expertise, blah, blah, blah. Me no business. I just want to do something to make a difference. I'm going to keep on doing some other small things until I get to that place. Because change is needed. And then when people get involved, some people say, me not get involved with them because them corrupt. The only way to change corruption is get the people who are not corrupted in there and remove the people who are corrupt. You can't remove corruption by chatting alone. You have to get involved. We have to find a way in governance of our country and leadership of our sporting bodies across Jamaica. We are allowing, based on our conversation, you know, we are allowing the people who we have the least confidence in to run these things, and then we complain. In fact, right now, if a new party coming to Jamaica, you know, if a new party come in Jamaica, you know, with brand new people, right? Brand new people. People now vote for them. The same people who said that we need to remove the whole political leadership of the country. If a brand new party come in to Jamaica with people who have integrity, nobody still now vote for them. Me, I tell you that. Because they love to chat. And I'm telling you, the conversation them now online, they're getting just the same cycle of conversation. The same people them are trying to just fast in a business and get information for no reason. The purpose of them conversation is to get involved, actively to bring change. You understand me? So, you see, 2027, because no man can complain, you know, man is going to say, you see, you get a World Cup, me I go run. Me I go run. If we still there at Jamaica, you understand me? But, yeah, that are my plans still. So, here's what I say now. And me not want to hit the like button, because watch you now. People out there who have voted, because man have no vote, you know. Man have no vote, you know. So nobody feel like man have no vote in this election. No vote in this election. I don't have a say in who win. Me don't have a vote. This is not like the general election. I don't have a vote. All right? Number one, I don't have a vote. All right? But here's the thing, you know. You see the people them who have a vote. Let me say it this way. Do not sell your vote. Do the right thing. Don't sell your vote. I'm going to be honest with you. I spoke to 5 persons. Presently, as far as I know, the JFF, the Jamaica Football Federation, have a president and I think 2 vice presidents. Right? I think that is how it is. The president, Michael Ricketts, Raymond Anderson, and Bruce Gaynor. I don't know if they are supposed to be more. I don't know how many total vice presidents, but right now there's a president, first vice president, second vice president. All right? I don't know who get paid and who don't get paid. But here's the thing. There is one person so far who has promised. All right, so let me say it this way. I've spoken to 5 persons who had conversation with one person, and 5 of those persons said that what I'm saying, because they cannot tell lie, you know, because people can say all kind of things to throw you off. But they are suggesting that they have been offered a position as a vice president to support a campaign. So now, unless you're going to increase it from 2 to 5, because somebody will get shafted. Because if only 2 vice presidents and 5 persons, in order to get their votes, are being promised a position as a vice president for one candidate, problem dead. Problems are there. It's the same thing like with our political thing, you know. You hear oftentimes people here say, all right, if you vote for me, me give you a house. Me give you this. It's the same thing. Do not sell your vote. Do not sell your vote. Sit down. You better you run for yourself than sell your vote. Or you stand alone. Or you don't vote, but don't sell your vote. All right, Omar Fallen is saying that they did a canvas. Well, like I'm telling you, I have 5 conversations with 5 persons. And all 5 of them said that, listen, this is what they said to me. Up to last night, one said that, listen, boy, they are reconsidering their original position because they were told that if they come and support, they will be one of the vice presidents. So I am thinking like, I got the football. And you know what is funny? These 5 people that I spoke to are already involved in the football, you know. Are already involved. No, I am not saying that people involved in football can make a difference. But one thing I know is that we need more persons with expertise and knowledge helping the football. And that is not just by talking. When you're making a decision, make sure, hey, I remember one of the persons, right? Having a conversation with them. And I said, listen, because people, may I tell you this, you know, I have a manifesto, you know. Me have a manifesto, you know, because I believe say without a vision, the people perish. Lack of vision, people perish. So I have a manifesto of if I were in a decision-making position in football in Jamaica, what I do in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, I have all of that down from creating like some of the top coaches in Jamaica. They're going to get full-time pay. I have found out, for example, I've done research where you can get money from FIFA, where you can actually pay coaches, you know. Them things they're available, you know. You can actually have a coach in the Western Confederation, a talent identification coach in that area who can coach at least 10 persons from each of the part of a pool of 40, under 12, under 15, and under 17, continually being developed and trained with proper funding. So you have to have those regional things, have all of those things. And me, I talk to a man, you know, involved in the football about that, you know. I may say, if the man say would not support me, you know why? Here's why the man say. What kind of knowledge you have of these things? What kind of knowledge? So I said, what that mean? Only people involved in the football. Yeah. What you think? You know, long we're in here in the trenches of work. Listen, that the man I said to me, you know. The man basically I said, only people involved in the football can change the football. And they start call some new people who come in at the football. So them to come out tight and leave it to the old people them who used to be in the football. So when I said, so what is the plan, the legacy, the continuation of the thing? People them start give me some names where out of football said them to come back in there. And I'm saying, is this me really are here? Are this our football gone to? Where we're not creating opportunities for new, fresh, and bright minds to come in. Like, I personally believe that the president of my parish should have like 5, 6 persons that he's training because him then there long. There's no succession plan. And instead of focusing on the growth and the development of the football, we want to win with parish thing. We want to win the confed thing. I'm telling you right now, I am telling you right now, who is the best football administrator in the world? Let's pick a name. Like, let's look at a place that is administratively. I think Eric Ronaldo, one of those guys, are in the US and they are doing good. So let's use that. If they are top quality and say they are Jamaican, I am telling you, if they come to run in Jamaica, they would not vote for them. Duklan, you mean Duklan? This is what I want. I want person to like Duklan to come and join me. And just I make we put together something and decide to listen. We are give ourselves 4 years, and a group of us are going to run to bring some changes. Or we get integrated in the system in places and position of influence so we can make the necessary changes. It cannot be that almost every person leading our football is over the age of 50. And that is how it's going to be for the next 8 years. It cannot be that at the decision-making level. And I'm not saying that every young people have the right mind and the right heart. I'm saying that even if they're not at the place yet, who is training and nurturing them so that there can be a succession plan of new and bright ideas? Who from the outside can come in with their expertise and knowledge? We have seen that work. We have seen that Mr. Christopher Williams and Owen Hill, they have come in and they have changed the JPL, not by themselves, but their innovative ideas have brought change. Hey, do like careful, right? So that's what I'm saying, people. And let me say it again. Personally, I would not say that these people, because the truth is, a lot of these people in the JFF, what I will give to them, I'm talking about like the parish administrators. Really and truly, they have sacrificed a lot. They have given a lot to the football. If you go from Westmoreland all the way to Kasafa, all of them, over the years, all we are saying is that at some point, we must realize that the older we are, is the more we need younger minds to help us along the way. And we have to find a way to integrate. I think in the history of me talking about football, the conversation I had last night was one of the most distasteful when I think about the future for football. I don't even want to continue with how the discussion went, because people are free to their opinion. But having listened to that conversation, I feel like I should not even touch nothing Jamaican if that is the thinking. I am telling you. I'm not ranting. Like I said, I'm not here to disrespect. Like I said, I have utmost respect for a lot of these guys because they have been in the football for so long. Some of them have sacrificed their monies and their times, cost them their families. So I'm not here to tear them down. In fact, here's what I believe: a lot of these people, and I've even said this to people in Senton, for example, that Mr. Danny Beckford, he needs to get an award from the state for what he has done in Senton. I can tell you that. I've seen some of the things that he has done over the years. What I am saying, at some point, though, man, we have to check and see if a younger fresh right across Jamaica, mind, alongside us or leading us can bring some changes. So I had to do that because really and truly, I believe while there's a need for more money, there's a need for better management of the present monies that we have. And here's what. You cannot run football properly if 75% of the money that you get from FIFA. In the olden days, is like, if we would use this term, it's called backroom master. If backroom master is who gives you all your resources, then ultimately you're under control mentally. 75% of our financial resources, watch this, 75 should be what we generate, and 25 from the governing body, FIFA. But we believe that in Jamaica, we can generate 75% of the revenue needed to pay players and staff and coaches, to appoint people in different positions. So the monies that we get from the FIFA and stuff can build infrastructure, work on talent identification programs, and expand our reach in women's football and all of those things. That's what we believe. So I had to do that and share that, because I'm telling you, I was almost depressed by the conversation. But hey, management will get involved. People are saying that I should run for. I think I did an interview with Mr. Gould, and he said if I run for Senate, and he said from that point, the man, the people then bring my name to the home, you go contest. And listen, and Mr. Gould said, all foreign people, I said them here, say me. Me say me, you hear me say that. The man just say one thing, and it called Alpan radio man, I go up on it and I talk about it. Watch this now. Me feel say, right now me have a look at thought. Come I tell you, me have a manifesto, but me will talk to Dukla. Because I think that the only way I can make a change is to be in a position where I'm part of the decision making. And I need some people who have these things. Like, I think, for example, I want to see people like Neiman in the football and Kyle Wallace. Them things they may talk about. Jason Ferron, who know about international affairs, and Ian Campbell. Lots of people out there. And if we can sit down and put together, listen, we have past players who want to get involved. We have a past player who, if his plans got through, Jamaica could become like the futsal hub of the Caribbean. I'm talking about buildings and infrastructure to facilitate. That is the kind of resources them ready for pumping. Not because them want about millions, but because they want to help Jamaica's football. So we need to begin to have discussion online. How are we going to get involved? How are we going to be a part of the change? Fine, identify the problems, call out the problems then, but let us also begin to discuss how we're going to be a part of the change. You see, the moment you decide, say you want to get involved and change, people are going to start hate you and dislike you and say all kind of things. But blessed are you when men persecute and speak all manner of evil against you. Great is your reward in heaven. All right? So we had to touch that because we had to speak about that. Yeah. You understand me? Big up the station RFM, because this evening around 9:30 to 10, I am sure sports will be on RFM. You understand me? Talking about some schoolboy football issues. So you can tune into that and listen to What's the score? You understand me? With Robert Williams, Manning's Man will be over there on IRFM as well. All right, so people, remember the lines are always open, so you can call in. We're going to discuss some other things right now where the football is concerned. All right, what are we going? Yeah, Leighton, man, I really want to get involved in it, but I said that I have to get involved at the level where I am a part of the decision making, because I think I would be able now to involve more people in the football. I'll be able to involve. But let me give you some things that are happening this week with I Am Sure Sports. So when we finish this show, you know that we continue our football boots drive. And there's a one of our viewers. His name is Wayne Swire. You saw him last week. He asked us if we could help him in terms of some boots. He operates in a very troubled community in St. Ann called Steertown. And though they were not part of the initial plans, we are going to go there sometime this week and give him some football shoes for his kids up there, right? Probably 10 pairs and a couple of footballs, so they can begin a football program up there. All right, that's one of the things we want to do today. All right, this week, and then not this week, but in the following week, or maybe after the game against Haiti, which is in the Dominican Republic, that's on the 15th. And then the game before that will be the one against Grenada, in Grenada. Then we will be back and we're going to give out scholarship to kids. You know, we're targeting 200,000. You know, we're not asking anybody to give to that. We have some money that we're going to give back. And we just want people to know that, because we believe that we have to start making them changes there. We can't wait on this, we can't wait on that. We have to do what we can do. So we're going to tell the organizations that we'll be partnering with to give back some cash to help kids in back to school, either to buy books and stationery, or to help with some of the expenses they may have at school. What we don't want is to give youth some money and them go buy a $20,000 Clarks where you go school. We don't believe in them thing there. We believe in getting the important things, the textbook them, ensuring that they get the proper nutrition, them thing that we believe in. We don't believe that you need a $10,000, $15,000 bag to go school. We don't believe in them thing there. We believe the first thing you get all of your textbook then that you need to purchase. You understand me? Them things that we believe in. So we're not giving the funds so that people can, buy phones and all of those things. It's not a lot, because 200,000 Jamaican is not a lot. You understand me? But we still want to do that. We want to give the shoes, and when we go to the school, we say, listen, it's up to you. Because some of the schools, really, they can't even give the kids the boots, That is a sad thing, Because if them give them, then they're not going to have anyone and play a competition. So what the schools have to do is to keep them, let the kids play them, and then take them back, clean them up. And then, may I tell you, these are the things that we want to do. So in this month, in this new month, we'll be doing those things. And we're not saying this again because we're asking our subscribers to give, because we have the resources, and so we are going to do that. All right? We just want to highlight what we are working on so you can be a part of the program. We have a caller coming in, so let's take this call, and then, we're going to discuss the Reggae Girlz. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Yes, Manning's Man.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Manning's Man. Lively discussion. Question for you. 2 questions, sir. 1, do clubs in Jamaica have to pay the JFF a fee to be registered?
Yeah. Every club, you have to pay your parachute, what you call it, affiliation fee.
Understood. Okay, second question. I should say comment. Is it possible to do a monthly schoolboy football, how would I say? It don't even have to be an award, but a recognition for, let's say, you in St. Ann, but it could be Jamaica-wide, to recognize a schoolboy footballer that not only were they good on the field, but they were good in the classroom. Why I say that? North University and college coaches are looking for Jamaican footballers that are both good footballers and good in the classroom. But you have to dig for them sort of thing. And if shows like this highlight them, it's another platform to get those youths that are doing good things in the classroom or on the field recognition.
Yeah, I think yes, indeed, that's a very salient point. I do believe though that a lot of the schools, like a lot of the top schools, because when you check it in, a lot of kids get scholarship, especially in track and field, and to go overseas. I find that there are less schools taking kids to play football, and probably less youngsters are taking that option because it's not like there's a draft system before from college soccer to like MLS and those things because the MLS clubs have their academies. But those kids who want to do straight school, I know that to be fair to the high schools, it's one of their major selling points. Like Wolmer's and the KC and the JC, even Manning's, the Monroe, those schools, the kids may not even win the competition, but they end up getting football in scholarship to go overseas. What I would say is that a lot more past students need to probably be involved in this. Like, you know what? I used to go to NCU or
Yeah.
UCAL, and here's what. Um, I can talk to the recruiting office to get a kid. And then you come on the program and say, listen, we have a space or one kid, if they have this and they need to have this on their SATs. And if you do that, I am sure that there are a lot of kids who would apply. Because like in this, presently, like I know a youth right now, the man is probably one of the best at science. He have 9 grade ones. He's just
What?
gone to sixth form, and he plays. He's just gone to lower six. He has 9 grade ones, and it's all.
What?
I mean, the regular maths and English, but he has all the science subjects in one.
Okay.
And I know that there are many others who play schoolboy football that have 9 ones and 8 ones as well, and 7.
So reason why, man, in in this space, right? One of the awards they do their best 11 and them all city and them all this every year. But every year they come out with the top scholar athletes. And let's say for footballer in Jamaica, you start best 11 scholar footballers, right?
Okay.
And because what that serves is a visual motivator for the kids there to say, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not the best baller in an island, but when you put the grades and my ball together, I'm solid. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what happens sometimes, I think, Dwight, and I think that's a very good idea. But what happens sometimes, I think, for example, like a school like Kingston College, just using them as an example,
Mm-hmm.
they may have their past students who who have gone to several universities, and they kind of encourage some of those universities to come on a scouting trip in Jamaica. So what you may find that is
Yeah,
the youth at Black River High may not get the opportunity to be identified, because when the Kingston College past students do that, they are doing it because they wanted to benefit the youths at Kingston College, because when they were recruiting them, they probably said to them, if you come here, part of what will happen, if you do good in your schoolwork, we can help you to get into university in the States, and we can even help you with tuition, where the scholarship you get is still not enough to cover everything. So sometimes I know it is, a lot of it probably is driven by the alumni.
yes. I know the KC situation very well, because the gentleman that's responsible for them on the football and track and field side is my former neighbor. So I know that situation very well.
Yeah, and I don't think I think Calabar does the same thing, and JC, Wolmer's have that those
KC,
same
Calabar,
connection.
Wolmer's, JC,
Yeah.
them all have deep alumni in the Old Boys Network. And Cornwall, they all have alumni network. And
Exactly.
if there's a good baller, them pull them out, them find them, and I say, all right, we have a baller, and we have baller have XYZ grade.
St. George's as well.
Yeah.
So I think we need to see more of that. The only thing though is that a lot of times when these, like I remember, not last season, the season before, like Mannings had like 11 players who had 7 ones or more on their team.
But man, say, me and you could name those top 16 schools in Jamaica that have that old boy, that network, right? I'm talking about the other schools. sub-schools, your William Nibs and I shouldn't say smaller, but a William Nib are, you said, small schools that are not getting that. The schools,
Yeah.
Ocho Rios High, and those York Castle, St. Mary High, those type of schools to highlight the best 11 or the best 23 from those schools. Everybody know this. The kids from those top 16 boys schools in Jamaica, everybody know them. Everybody, they have access to that network and that. But
but we'd have to because that sounds simple, you know. That sounds simple to do it, but it is very extensive work because again, how many games do you see of Lacovia High on even TV? That you don't even see those games, like you're saying. It's like the top games.
Yes.
So while I agree with you, it is going to take a coming together of the brains to kind of say, okay, how do we go beyond the 20 schools like the St. Diego who normally get scholarship for their schools and the Veer and even Homewood, all of those schools, because you'll find even in Jamaica a lot of Homewood athletes end up at GC Foster College because there's a connection between like Maurice Wilson and Homewood. So you have that. You have kids getting into UA and into UTech on scholarship for track and field and sometimes for football and other sporting discipline. All right, but how do we, like I said, find that talent at Green Island High School, at Nakalva High School, who is possible?
At Broome,
Yeah. If not the past students, like coming together and saying, all right, we have 4 athletes at our school, right? What are the scholarships available at what universities and stuff like that? I think it's going to, and this is where I think the diaspora is important because the persons with the connections in the university may need to say, all right, listen, Howard, how many spaces could you afford to top footballing talent with good educational achievement from the Jamaica? And if Howard says we have 3 slots, then we put up those requirements at the beginning of the season and all the kids from all across Jamaica can apply. That is if it is not being done by a St. George's or a KC or a Mannings or a Cornwall or a Monroe or a Calabar past student, because the truth is, if it is done by a particular grouping of past students, they are possibly going to make the opportunity more available to the school that they were a part of than a general availability.
Shavar Thomas with UConn and Damani Ralph at UConn, they are going to get a youth from Jamaica in that went to this school and get them up and get through UConn. Yeah, they have more strength talking to Chris Kabandi and all that stuff. Yeah. So I understand what you mean. But I'm just throwing out some ideas to boost things and love the work you do as usual.
Yeah, man. All right, respect. Thanks for the call, dude.
All right, respect.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, so very good call that time, and yeah, man. All right, so let's go a little further because some persons have been asking me. We're going to talk about the EPL. I'm going to show you. Dima, where are you? Because Dima is nowhere in the fantasy league to be seen. Come talk to me about Liverpool. Jason Ferron, hey, welcome to Real Madrid. 3-1 from Atletico Madrid in the big Madrid derby. Undefeated run ended. What happened, Jason? Talk to me. But the Reggae Girlz, all right. So people have been saying, Mannings, man, we don't hear anything from you concerning the Reggae Girlz game, all right? So people, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't like when my team lose. You understand me? I don't like when my team lose. But let me comment certain things about the game. I thought the crowd support was magnificent. Whether it is purchase or free ticket, don't even matter to me. It was good to see so many persons turning up at the game to support the girls. I don't think while we'd have loved to see in a full stadium, I think the support was good enough given even the weather that people were experiencing. It wasn't the best weather. All right, so big up to the fans. And the drum, the band in the stand, big up again to Kyle. I think they just kept on cheering on the Reggae Girlz, a very unfortunate result. All right. No, as it relates to the game, I I I I respect to the coach, respect to the players for their achievements. All right, because they have certainly achieved a lot. We should be proud of them. It was a difficult task against Canada. They're a top team, though they had a bad World Cup. But I think we played in a way that made the gap bigger than it really is. I think our approach to the game was for the most part negative. Here is why. I don't think so far we have played in a way since we have had Bonishaw being one of the top strikers, especially in the big games, where we give her the best opportunities to score a goal. Marcus, she need to do a whole lot, but we don't give her the best opportunity. This idea of playing her as a one striker in the middle and putting players out on the flank. Jody Brown had a bad game because I think she had one shot that went to the side off target. I don't see once where she get past her opponent for the entire game. In fact, if I go back to the World Cup, I can't recall her going past their opponent and putting a ball in the box of Bonishaw at any point. Matthews didn't look so bad on the other side. My understanding is that Cameron Simmons may have been preserved for the second leg. If that is the case, to me, that is a mad decision. At home is where you have the best opportunity to win. Let me say it again. At home, with your crowd support, is where you have the best opportunity to win. You have to play the players who are able to give you the victory at home. We cannot wait until we get to Canada in a sold out BMO stadium to expect that we're going to beat Canada over there. All right? So I don't understand why Cameron Simmons, since the World Cup, Cameron Simmons at the University of Tennessee has scored more goals there than any other player in the Jamaican team since the World Cup. All right? There's no excuse for her not having even 10 minutes in that game. Even when we were down, I did not like the decision of dropping Bonishaw deeper and playing Kayla McCoy, I think McKenna, by herself up front. I think we should have played with two strikers. Right? Obviously, the chemistry between Kanye Plummer and the bigger Swaby sister is not like when both Swaby sister played. I don't know if the other Swaby sister was injured, but I would not have changed the defense because our back two, they were not the problem. So unless there is injury, she would have to start because they were not the problem. All right? Not the problem. All right? Denisha Blackwood look better going forward, but she's vulnerable defensively. And we saw again that both goals that we conceded came from that side. We have to plug that gap. So the Reggae Girlz have a problem at left back. The Reggae Boys have a problem at right back. So I don't know. I just thought the game was not managed right. Now we have a mountain to climb in Canada because you have to go full out attack. I see some person saying that though I think Dre Anywhere, a big up Dre Anywhere Sports, who's saying that though Simmons has scored more goals than Jody Brown. Jody is in a better conference than Cameron Simmons. He says she has played 6, Jody has 4, I think, and Jody team ranked 3rd in the country. Okay, somebody's saying that Chantel Swaby was hurt, so maybe that is why she didn't start. Okay. Says, how do you explain Canada having so many opportunities with multiple attackers versus less defenders, and we were negative? How does that happen so frequently? We will play so negative, like you say. So, let me tell you why Canada. We weren't defending. We were playing negative. So let me explain that, all right? Negative don't mean that you play with low block, because we weren't playing low block. Negative mean we weren't taking enough chances going forward. We weren't pushing many people. When we had the ball, and the occasion when we had the ball up front, we weren't getting into attack. The midfielder like Drew and Atlanta Primus and Jody Brown, all of those, the formation itself is negative because you use one striker. Canada is a way better team. They played a whole lot better on the day. They outplayed us defensively, in the midfield, and in the attacking areas. All right? So they play better. The negativity is not like we were trying to have a low block. No, the negativity is this. When the goalkeeper had the ball and she was looking for an outlet, there was nobody for her to go quickly to for we can counter. Almost every single time we were building out of the back, she played it to Tierney Wilshire. That time the Canadians were already back in their defensive posture. So the negativity is that we weren't playing quickly to go forward. All right, let me read some of these comments. I see some very good comments here. Drainy Weather says, man, we have a good left back that is just returning from injury. Can help us right now? Wilson can help us right now. Big up Bert. The Blackwood no good. I don't think Blackwood is the best person defensively. I think she looks better when she was going forward. And that's where I would probably deploy her. All right? Rob says, I would not have changed it, but come on, our goalkeeper had the most saves in the World Cup for a reason. Goalkeeper getting bombed with shots in the World Cup means your back line wasn't that strong. Okay? All right. Leighton says, I still don't get how we haven't fixed the left back issue for years. Until Minzy Blackwood wasn't even deployed as a left back. Silva was a left back. Then we need another left back. All right? Yeah, Dre, but she can't help us right now. Bad injury, so she can't help us right now. It's one match we have, you know. Yeah, the better team won, definitely. Canada on the day was a whole lot better than with due respect. The better team. Agree with you, Mr. United. Canada have 7 Jamaicans. No, they're not Jamaicans. They have Jamaican heritage, all right? I don't know. They are just a better team. No tactic can change that. Simmons don't change. Is from 36 to 10. I don't understand that, Rob. So like somebody robbed some of the words out of that. Bird says, Jamaica scored 1 goal in the last 5 games. The header from a corner by Swaby against the Panama. We no good. We just get praise for parking the bus against France and Brazil. That's a good point, you know. 1 goal in 5 games. And it's not like we're creating opportunities and missing them. So the point I am making is why we need to just go for broke. Just go and try win the game. Yeah, man, Canada is a better team. We agree, you know, but we can look better. We can look better. We can look better. Forget is the no, man. All right, people. Canada. We are not saying that Canada is not better than Jamaica. how we played made the gap look wider than ever. Canada is the better team on the day. Canada is not a joke team. But you tell me something good that you saw offensively from Jamaica. That is the issue I'm having. And I'm saying that tactically, I think if you know that they are the better teams, do something to win the game at home. You cannot expect to go to Canada and beat them, given the way we are playing, if we don't get something going while we are here. Jason Gunnar says Blackwood needs to be an attacker. Too big of a lie. Exactly. I agree with that. I agree with that. Hey, Ishmael. All right, let's get to it's probably the best result we ever got. Yeah. Ishmael, I don't think Blackwood should be playing left back. She should be better deployed left midfield. I agree with that. That I agree. Hey, Ishmael, all you forget the ticket, them, you know, have to go the match, you know. Understand me? Big up to all the persons, Rajic Sharp and all the persons who Cavaliers football clubs who donated tickets to the cause, because a lot of people, all of the people, them, a lot of don't even come on and big up the people, them, you know, who help to get in the tickets. A lot of people get tickets off the YouTube platforms, not just I Am Sure Sports, but I think Dre Anyweather, I think Coaches Desk, Ryan LFC, JD, Military Guna, almost all the channels gave tickets away to. So big up, because that is part of the involvement, although we need to go further. All right, we are ranked 36. Oh, they were ranked 36 and they are ranked 10. We tried management. Canada just a better with overall bet. All right, agreed, you know. But Jason, even though we tried, don't you think we could have done some things? Okay. All right. Big up. I have one of the most beautiful friends in the world, you know, and she's watching the channel, you know. Big up yourself. And I my God. Big up Emblem. You understand me? Big up Emblem. Watch this now. Emblem just helped me. You see what I was asking about? There are three vice presidents and a president. So if you promise 5-person spot and only 3, if you promise 5 spot and only 3 vice president, 2-person, I gonna get tricked. I know me. We don't know. I don't know who that will be, but it certainly ain't. Well, you ain't tricking management because I don't have a vote. But if you have a vote and you have been promised a position as a vice president, it is very important that you ask who are the other vice presidents, to make sure that when the roll is called up yonder, your vice presidency will be legitimized, okay? Because you don't want to give up your vote and then you don't get the position and then you get cross, angry, and miserable. But thank you so much, my dear friend. I really appreciate that info, all right? Lack of friendlies hurting the female game. They're constantly playing much better teams, so the offensive game is missing. But Carly Sinclair, for this particular thing, there was no window to play any friendly. In Canada did not have any friendly leading up to this. I don't think it is friendly. We're coming off the World Cup. It is not a long break. Hey, Tennessee, big up yourself. Management, I agree with Mr. United. I think Canada is a better team. See, Guatemala beat Panama yesterday at home. We have never looked good against the US or Canada. All right. Hear that. This one says, Canada is a good team, though. We need to think attacking changes in Canada, not looking to defend. You can't defend a Dre, you can't defend a 2-0 deficit, you know. You can't defend that. Because remember, away goal rule. For Jamaica to win the game without extra time, we have to score 3. We have never scored 3 goals against Canada at the senior level. We have never scored 2. Therein lies the problem. What about Brown's chance? If she had taken it one time, but I don't think she's a left footer, so she was trying to get it on her right foot. No, but she didn't start playing deep until later in the game, though. But I think the issue with Bonishaw is that in the Jamaican team, she cannot play as a lone striker. She has to play with a next striker beside her. Yeah. The more we push for, but listen, I'd rather get four in Canada, and create lots of opportunities where the keeper have to make saves and all of those things, than to get four in Canada trying to play the same way we played. Like, I don't mind losing the game, you know. I don't really mind if I see that we created opportunities to score, because we cannot depend on our defense in the second leg alone. We can't depend on the defense. We have to create opportunities to score, or else it's over. Military Guna TV, blessings every time. Now, Peter Mystic, management, I don't think all is lost after this game. I believe there's a second bite at the cherry per Simon Preston. We go in a play-in series with Guatemala. Yeah. So we have Guatemala to play. So we can play one of those teams with Guatemala and Panama. Yeah. So there is that playing series. So one more team can qualify. Yeah, that is true. So we still have a next chance. Yeah, man. Big up, Peter Mystic. Well, hey, people, you see this man right there? So, big artist. Yo, big artist. One of them days you need to come on the show, you know. You understand? I hope you enjoy the game. You got your tickets and everything work out for you, right? I think Canada can be beaten and shuffle up the team. Still the back four from World Cup. Just Blackpool. I think that should be Blackwood to left, Link, Bunny to center, Drew, all right, Jody up front. Yeah, all right, Wilbert, somebody have call in and give them thing now. I hear people saying drop Bunny. When did we? No, we can't drop Bunny, man. Can't drop Bunny. Bunny is not the problem. It is, I believe, is a tactical setup that can be adjusted to give her more opportunities. We depending on Jody and Blackwood, and they are using Fleming, yeah, Lacasse Leon to go up against him. I know, Jason. Jason, I don't think Jamaica has better individual player than the Canadian. All I'm saying is that we can look better. So I am not saying that we are better than Canada. I am saying that we can play better than how we played. Jade Bailey is our best midfielder, but she's returning from a major injury. Okay. All right. Big up, Winston. Winston, are you same as Omar Fowling? Asking Jamaica to beat Canada is like Raymond will win the JFF president and thinking he's going to be better than her. Tennessee, big up yourself. Hey, people, listen again. Remember, if you're watching, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Also, remember that you can be a member. Big up to our first, our sure boss, and I am sure sports, none other than Mr. Brain Drain. He's the first one, right? Membership is very easy. You can click on that now and become a member of the channel if you so desire. This Khadija to toppling business is height of madness to me, but seem like everybody. No, I disagree with it, Jason, I think she should stay up front. We put an ex forward beside her who does all the work around her. That's what I think. Spence was terrible giving away the ball in dangerous areas. Brazil and France are better than Jamaican paper too, but we still didn't allow them to score. The players and coaches could have done better. That's what I'm saying. That's all. Big up yourself, Lane. That's what I'm saying, that we could have done better. Yeah, man. Bless up, Wilbert. Shuffle the team, restructure, and go on, man. The wingers are not providing services. All right. Coaching regime change in order. No. to an emphasis on more offensive maneuvers in a more tactical, astute approach to game. Michael Gardner, be very careful with all of these, big words. Not everyone will grasp the concept of astute approach to game and offensive maneuvers. That sounds like some aircraft together. Big up yourself, Michael Gardner. Get her the ball. That's why she dropped. I think when they brought on Kayla, they put her at like top midfield and put Kayla up front. There you go. Big up real Albala. Yep. Yeah. Warren Webster, sorry, missed a few key players and players because of poor performance in the World Cup. Canada is defending gold medalist. True. Yeah, because they won the Olympics. Mannings, will you send in your resume to be the next real? No, boss. No, seriously. You see, I want to be at a place in the football where I can make decision, where I can come out to the people and say, listen, this is what is happening and we need to change it. Where I can say to the people, all right, Jason, Neil, come on, let's meet together. What is a decimal wanted? Coaching thing, not give me so much power. I mean, volunteer me time, You understand me? Volunteer me time right now. Understand me? The coach is talk it through blue, so the coach is a problem. Cameron's work rate make a difference. We can't drop Ballon d'Or nominee. True. I don't know the. Yeah. Mackay for Jody so we can hold the ball higher up and get Bunny. There you go. Big point, Mirak. Some of the man them know football now. Rob Smith. People who are saying to drop Bunny is crazy. As the people who want to. Hey, Tennessee. Big up yourself, Hey, one thing with Tennessee, them all the state him opinion, All the state in opinion, no matter what, Yeah. Yeah. So Coach Boris Johnson said we have better players individual, but Canada program for women football. No, Boris, I don't believe that Jamaica have better players individually, man. No, man. Yeah, no, man. I do not believe that Jamaica have better players than Canada. Individually. We may have Bonnie Shaw and Drew and Swaby and Rebecca. But overall, Canada have better players, brother. Coach Boris Johnson, come on, man. Canada have better players, man. Canada, I believe, have a better starting 11 than Jamaica. Do you agree with me, people? Coach Boris Johnson is saying that Jamaica has better players. I believe that Canada has a better starting 11 individually than Jamaica. That is my opinion. What do you think? Maybe I'm wrong, but that is my opinion still. I don't see how I don't Coach Boris Johnson, call in Coach Boris Johnson and explain that to me. Which players? Tell me the better players. Tell me the better players. Because I don't see it. Honestly. And no disrespect to our team, because like I said, we have done well. And credit must be given where it is due. But I don't see where our starting 11 is a better starting 11 than the Canadian starting 11. I don't see that. I don't see that. So, Coach Boris, you have to come and explain that to me. See, somebody saying that 3 of the players started for Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League. All right. Look at these stats. This is from Bert. Jamaica play Canada a 17-love the score there. We never beat them once in 17 games. We're the better players. Yeah. But the JPL players are better than the EPL players that represent JA. Don't be surprised. Huh? No, man, Boris. Yes, no, man, you can't say that about Coach Boris. Yes, Coach Boris believes that the JPL players are better than the EPL players that represent Jamaica. No, man, I don't believe so Boris, bro. Where Boris said that? He not say that per man. He not say that per my channel, man. I don't believe Coach Boris Johnson said that. But like I said, the good thing is that we have so you're saying that the player named Prince on the Canada team, her father run for Kingston College. You see why people, what Freddie Butler and Boris Johnson and the Richard Edwards and the Carlton Simmons and Kerry James, and oh geez, St. George's, Trevor Spencer. You see what all of these guys are doing. Andre Waugh, I think from former Calabar player who has come on and joined them, and all the other person. I can't remember all the names, but those are some of the names that come to mind right now. What they are doing in diaspora is so important because what is happening now is that a lot of these players who could represent Jamaica, we are not, we can't afford to lose out on them. Okay, yeah, okay. Somebody's saying that her dad name was Fabian Prince. Okay, and he passed away years ago. Oh, former KC athlete. Yeah, man, that is why recruiting. And what I say recruiting is to let these people know that they are part of Jamaica. They are Jamaicans. So we have to get all the young people in the diaspora, England, Jamaica, from 10 to believe that it's one Jamaica from as early as possible. So when they come to the decision making time, they will choose Jamaica. They are not. They have Jamaican heritage, man. They have Jamaican heritage. You understand me? So we have to capture them from early, and so that is why I'm saying no. With these coaches doing this, it would be disheartening if we then appoint a coach, for example, a local coach or a domestic coach, and then eliminate all of these guys doing the work in the diaspora because then all of those kids possibly will be eliminated. And we can't afford that. And I'm not saying that every child at 11 and 12 that plays ball outside of Jamaica is better than a child that plays ball. I'm not saying that. What I am saying though is that we need to make sure that at 10 and 11 and 12, that is why I've bought into this program and I support it every time. Having these camps, getting these kids to get their Jamaican passport, engaging their parents early. The next step now is to start bringing some of these Jamaicans, the Jamaicans domestic overseas into these camps from early. Leighton says, yeah, I think Jade Rose, Prince, Ashley Lawrence, Buchanan, and some others of Jamaican heritage. Scott and Simit as well. They were on the bench. Yeah. All right. Bunny need to produce and stop dropping every. But see, did Bunny get a chance? H.A. Stewart. I don't see. I don't see where Bunny got a chance in this game. To be fair to her, she really don't get a chance, man. All right. It's extremely disappointing, coach, that Jamaican women team has better players than Canada. At best, only 2 players could get in the Canadian team. Yeah. I think Drew, Bunny, and Rebecca possibly could get into the Canadian team. All right, Mannings, are there women, girls ID camps outside of Jamaica like you have helped with in Florida? Hey, Leighton, this is something that I'd love to start. I need somebody who has a heart for female football because we can put it together. We can I can help to put it together, but I need somebody who can find like a venue and take on some of that, and then we can I can speak to Mr. Speed and the persons at the JFF and say, listen, we're going to have some female ID camps because the persons who are doing the male ID camps now, they are really the coach in the male footballing system. So they are not necessarily going to, be as gung ho. I have to understand that people have to, to find their niche and stick there. So if we can find some people on the female side to do this, because I know a little girl out in Florida there, around 10 or 11, I am telling you, she not normal. I am telling you, she's not normal. She's not normal. Yeah, yeah, you're in San Diego. Junior Busby, the ex-national coach did camps. Okay. All right. K says Bonnie needs to play the 10 or CM, which will give her the ability to better dictate and be involved in the game. We cannot get her the ball up top, and so she wasted as a true. But could we also think about adding a striker beside her? Because how many goals will she score from that position? And if she actually passes the ball, who is going to score the goal? So should we first try to put a striker beside her before we try to get her deeper to create? Just a question. All right. The problem is our coaches say players are better than they actually are, and we take the bait and say they are great as well. That's a good point. Female ID camp in Maryland. I think I could identify someone who could do so. Link, definitely, Michael. Yeah, man, we could do that, man. We could do that, and we could just, speak with we have someone up there now, close in the Maryland area there too, So Michael will work on that. People, remember to hit the like button, subscribe and share. Don't forget to drop your super stickers, your super thanks, your super chats, and sign up for channel membership because you will get exclusive deals on our new merch coming out in a few weeks from now. Remember, we also have we're going to give out some more footballs and football boots this week, and we're giving back to kids, kids who really need it. Over 200,000 Jamaican dollars, like that's like probably 2,000 US dollars we want to do in scholarship. At that point, we'll tell you who we have partnered with to be able to do that, because we want to keep making a difference in communities. But I think it will be very difficult to overhaul this 2-goal deficit. I think we just have to prepare for the playoffs. If we win, I would be absolutely surprised. I will come here humbly and apologize. I can't see if it were 2-1 or 1-0 or 0-all or 1-1, I could certainly see us having a chance. But at 2, you have to attack. Canada will kill us on the counter. They are a solid, 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 solid team, and we have some defensive vulnerabilities, right? Uh, Casey saying, no, if you add another striker, then you'll have 2 wasted players up top. Bonnie can be more box to box. We cannot get the ball in the opponent's final third. So how will we get them the ball? All right. That's a good question. So I think the goalkeeper is very, very good, right? In terms of getting the ball out. And her distribution. And even that we have not capitalized on. While I understand what they're saying in the KS, that we may not be able to get the ball. So the whole formation needs to change. I would go still 4 in the back. I would go 4 in the middle. And I'd play the forwards like this. 1, 1. So it's not like diagonal, but it's one behind the other. So it would be 4-4-1-1. So Bunny would play not as a point striker, but behind the striker. So that gives her the opportunity to come forward. So when we get the ball, we're really attacking with Bunny going as a 2 beside, and then 2 of those midfielders become wingers. So we're attacking with 1 on the right, 1 on the left, and 2 in the middle. And then 1 of the other strikers come up front. So when we're attacking, we become a 4-1-4. But when we are defending, we are 4-4-1-1. That's how I'll do it. So that's what I'm saying, because sometimes when you think about 2 strikers, we think about them playing like this. But we can play, and I think this would help Bonisha a whole lot, a 4-4-1-1. So when she gets that ball in the middle and she goes wide, then she goes into the box and create a 2 in the box, right? But you still have wingers on both sides. Or even 3-4-1-2. What do you make of the coach though? What do you think of the coach? Do you think the coach, when you consider our performance in the World Cup, 1 goal from a set play, we created less than 5 chances. What do you make of the coach though? Because I even think like Sule Washington, is a very good young player, but is she being given the opportunity to explode with the pace that she has? All right. No, I am supporting Jamaica, I am just saying that right now from where I stand. And that don't mean I don't support Jamaica. I would be surprised if Jamaica wins. But that don't mean that I am going to be shouting for Canada. Me, I shout for Jamaica. But I will be surprised if Jamaica wins. Not yet seen any of that. All right. We need 2 more wide players to be competitive. We have some players we see. All right, Tycoon. Whenever the coach does a press conference, you have to ask this. One thing I've learned in football is that a coach must choose who he believes is best for his team. And then if I don't like the selection, then I ask at the press conference. I don't think people can answer why coaches don't select players. I don't think so. Then you understand me? Yeah. Okay. All right. H.S. Stewart says, man is my no, and that's a very good player. Last name Silby from Central. She just got a scholarship but decided to stay in Canada. I can't say if she was committed either way yet. Oh, whoa. Come on. The coach is working with what he has. At some point, it's about the quality of players. We are playing some of the best teams in Canada and the USA, and we are not at that level. Okay? All right? Yeah. Yeah, true. I think we have some good points, you know. Like, can I really? We're not at that level. I think we need to wait to see what happened with Guatemala and Panama. What I will say though, there's a pattern of play with Jamaica on the female side where we are not creating enough opportunities, no matter who we play. I am, like, hey, I am wondering if after this, given some of the sentiments of the coach, I'm also wondering if he will probably stick on or stay on for the job. Because, I mean, he has expressed some really strong sentiments, rightly so, because that is how he feels. But I'm wondering if this is suggesting that he's tired of what the football is offering him from a Jamaican perspective, and maybe looking at probably moving on. If you listen to his sentiments, it almost sounds like the kind of person who says, you see, listen, I'm coming to the end of this and I'm doing one or two things. I'm talking so them can renew my contract, or after this, I'm done. So I'm going to say it. I mean, because there's even an article about branding not exploiting the Jamaican brand Jamaica. So I am wondering if he's actually saying, listen, exactly DW, I don't need this. So guess what? I'm going to say things as they are, and I'm not going to renew my contract. Ari's saying that, listen, I'm going to call you out, put pressure on you to renew my contract. But one thing I know is that if he's here, we need to look at the construction of the team. If he's not here, I think we need to get, in my opinion, and this is money. If he decides that, if Mr. Donaldson decides that, I'm done with this Jamaican football nonsense. You understand me? I have better opportunities out there and I'm going on. I think the federation must find somebody, who is notches above Lord Donaldson. You can't go below the standard here, And that costs money. Who is Powell? Right now, still, would I love to see a female out from Europe, like one of the top female coaches from out of Europe, because so many of the players from out of Europe. I would love to see. And European, remember, the European dominated really the World Cup, So I'm wondering if we could find a top class, like, female manager who, is above Lauren. And that is, people, don't get me wrong, that is if Lauren doesn't renew the contract or the JFF don't renew with him. I don't have no inside scoop. But just giving my opinion. So no go tell nobody say Manning's man set. I saw it go. Manning's man I don't know. But I think when I listen to the sentiments, you can read into things. I kind of have this impression that he has become so frustrated with the whole system that he may be ending his time, or he's forcing them to renew the contract. Whatever it is, yeah. Let me see. Lauren Donaldson does not need this job. He has a good gig. I hope Powell has my vote. Don't know who Powell is. Management, we sent Brazil home. He can't turn water into wine. The coach should be respected. Please don't take a side job at the coach. What kind of side job? Lord have mercy. Hey, Mr. United, what kind of side job may I take at the coach now? I am saying that when you listen to the sentiments of the coach, there are two things. He's either saying, administration, renew my contract. No. Or he's saying, listen, I don't need this anymore. I'm moving on. That is not a side job. It's obvious that, listen to the sentiments. Either you guys going to better or I'm going to leave. Or listen, you need to up my contract right now, or I'm going to leave. I think he has a handle. And he's speaking. So I am saying, if he stays, kudos. If not, and they're going to get somebody else, it has to be somebody that is above him. And I would suggest that if that is the case, I'd love to see a female coach of the highest caliber. That's my opinion. That doesn't say that me not take no jobs at the coach. Heard the USA looking at him with some others for the USA job. Remember, he coached some of the USA girls too. The JFF admin, oh jeez. Hey, Duckland, too many observations. JFF system let a lot of overseas players don't want to come to this mess. Canada players said they wanted to for Jamaica, but things went left. I don't understand what you're saying. Tycoon. What I'd love to hear is that I'd love to see something, because I hear people say a lot of players want come Jamaica and say they would have come Jamaica and blah blah blah. Until I see those things, it's hard for me to believe. Me stop with the heap. Here's a business. Because me hear someone say this man or this and this man or this and this man, and then it don't happen. And then you hear them never hear from the person. That you have not heard the person actually said. What I want to know is who are the person said that I was going to come and play for Jamaica, you know, but the fans turned me off. The JFF turned me off. Just put the names and the thing so people can say, well, true, you know. But we let us not operate with speculation. Oh, former England coach. Yeah, Birmingham. And was that Brian? Hey, bad coach, yeah, man. Hope Powell. I never know. Hope is her name. Hey, you see, she big coach, Jamaican, big coach. Yeah, if she'd love to get the job, that would be nice to see. Can the JFF afford to pay? Can the You say, God bless. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, God bless. Up and running. No, Mr. United, me not speak nothing. Man say me not speaking thing into existence. Brother, you have to understand. Me just have an opinion. It's just like, you understand me? No, man, no, me not say that, man. I'm just based on what I read from the article. All right, Leighton says, I'd like to see a Jamaican American or British Jamaican coach that can recruit well and can structure the attack better. All right, Rob Smith says the JFF are going to pay 2 coaches when them can pay you. Hey, Rob, I watch. No, man, people, just give me time while me have time to the football. You understand me? Yeah, but just give me time while me have time for the football. Rob Smith, yeah, something man. Yeah, I don't blame the coach for speaking out for his players and himself. True. Dre said, bring in Emma Hayes. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying to him. I love for Tycoon to tell me, because these Canadian players, some of them even played against Jody Brown and that Jamaica U team. Some played against the Bunny Shaw team. They were in the Canadian pool from long time. Even when from our Barberview player that has a daughter that what's his name again? I think Mr. Porter works with his club, you know. Oh geez, how could I forget his name? Former Harborview player, his daughters they were part of that Jamaican pool. These players right here, so I would love, because sometimes people talk about players who come and play for Jamaica, you know. A lot of them, you remember people, they say that Isaac Hayes and say, and the man say, he never say nothing like that. He don't know where them things they come from. A lot of times, you know, we just hear things. That's a thing with Jamaican culture, you know. Jamaican is a Chinese telephone culture when it comes on to information. Chinese telephone culture. You know, Chinese telephone. So a man says, tell them that all bottles must be returned. The next man says, tell Den said to return the bottle. And by the time they reach person number 10, the whole message change. Do we realize that this coach qualified us to World Cup and brought us a second round with only 1 goal conceded? Lauren is a legend. We do not know what we have. True, 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 true. That's a big point in a Duckland. But what if Lauren don't want any more of this? People, I said it before, all right? Without, you have been hearing, we have been hearing a lot about Mason Greenwood. From my information, just my information, Mason Greenwood wants to play for Jamaica. But there's a process to this. So it may take a little while. I also understand, and this is from my sources, is that he wants to get himself going a little bit before he does those things. So we could be seeing him sooner than later. That is as much as I know. And I'm telling you, that is from my sources, right? And sometimes your sources that is not from the Chinese telephone. That is from iPhone. You understand me? It's not from Chinese telephone. It's from iPhone. iPhone. I got that from iPhone. A more reliable source, right? A person connected to Manchester United that is connected to the family. In terms of they have conversation with the family. So they kind of know what is happening. All right. Junior Girlz. Yeah, Junior Girlz. Big up yourself, DW. Yeah. Braxton Irie, big up yourself, you know. No. Hey, people, let me tell you this. All right. This is where many of us underestimate Jamaica as a brand. Let me tell you this. There are many coaches. Because here's something in life. You know, there are many people out there that will do things if you communicate to them properly. I do not believe this. You see this statement? At the Gold Cup, right? There's a former Jamaican international coach. He is that was there. And we're having a conversation with him. I have a picture with him and everything. Legend. Qualified teams to World Cup and all of those things. And we're having a conversation at the Gold Cup. And he was saying to me, man, that him, and there are so many persons who would love the opportunity to coach Jamaica's football. Because they just love Jamaican culture. And, you know, I've always thought about, but we don't have this, we don't have that. And you know what the man said to me? Like, that was one of the things that let him gravitate towards Jamaica, because he coached here. He said when he saw the culture, he was I'm paraphrasing. When he saw the culture and how the people were and how Jamaica is as a nation globally, he wanted to be a part of what they were doing. And he did say that he lacked some of the things to do his job. But listen, he has no regrets. There are many people out there that will love the opportunity to work with the players that we have, knowing the inadequacies that we have as a country. I am telling you that. Not everyone, but there are many persons out there who are quality coaches. Are they one of the top 5 coaches in the world? I don't think so. But they are good coaches on the male and on the female side. It is just like, I think like even some of the top former reggae boys who are coaching, even Daryl Moore and those guys, some of these guys would love the opportunity, knowing the lack of stuff that are here. Because a lot of people see this as a project. You think Coach Hal Grimson when he came to Jamaica is because, well, boy, Jamaica have this and Jamaica have that. He knew it wasn't his first time. He had been to Jamaica before. He know the inadequacies, but he saw this as something that he could do and create history. So I do not agree with this. There are some persons who are intrigued by the idea of building something from the ground up. Yeah. Eh. Eh. Who that? So you there? Eh. Cataract, the man them a call you out, you know, cataract. Cataract, 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 cataract. Where is cataract? I never do. I don't. Cataract that will text me though. Oh, cataract, cataract normally text me, you know. All right, so I got this next text. It says, 1231. You can speak about coaches, but not enough emphasis on the overall program, which is one of the important factor. Hey, coach, call in a man and talk to me. Enrique Miza is ready. Who is Enrique? Coach, call in a man and call in for 5 minutes, man. Dial the number and call in 5 minutes and explain to me. No. Omar, listen. You have to be. You can't be one-dimensional in your thinking. Understanding some of the inadequacies don't mean you cannot speak about changing them. Come on, no man. Look a reason. Come, let us reason together now, brother. A coach can say, listen, I'm going to come and coach Jamaica. They don't have the best surfaces. But I hope that as I come and they see the progress that I'm making, they will want to invest in the surfaces. So you cannot say that the coach should not complain about anything, about bumpy stadium and those things. Of course, you can still speak to them. Because having seen the progress of the team that they have moved up the ranking, same thing, Lawrence Donaldson can complain because seeing that the Jamaican team has moved into the top 30 in the world, then of course he can. So your arguments are disjointed. They're disjointed. So because you marry a wife that can't cook good, you can't tell her that the food don't taste good, and you can't tell her how to make the food better. Come on, man. Because you pass or a high school, you're not supposed, and you chose that as the option. You cannot say you don't like the desk at the school and they need to improve with the desk at the school. Come on, man. No reason like that, Omar, man. Me and you have the same name, man. Man, people think to me I hear upon the same medication, no, man. Come on, man. We not do that to me, man. Oh, yeah. You said they're ranked in the top 40. True, Bert. Oh, not in top 30. All right. You tell me what you think. Do you think Dennis doing a good job for Jamaica's football? You tell me. What do you think? So I can tell you, teach you a principle that I learned. Let me take this one for before the game. Where don't come on the channel, man. Chairman. Yeah, I realize that you start running, you know, because they hear that cataract coming on, you know, but cataract is on suspension. We suspend cataract. And here's why we suspend cataract. We suspend cataract because cataract partied on a Sunday, so he's not allowed on the program on a Monday. He has to rest for 48 hours before he comes on the program. We need to invest in better playing surfaces for our people, not for any foreign coach. There you go, sir. There you go. You understand me? Yeah. But let me so Keter, yeah. But I think though, let me say this. So when I because I used to do business, you know, because I do accounts and those things. I'm not the greatest, but I do have some knowledge in those things. All right. So I do. I'm also an educator. So, right. Anyway, watch this. When I was going to do ministry or get into full-time ministry, people often say to me that you have a good head for the business, but you need to work on your heart. Because people, and I learned this very early, lot of things, man. It's when you come on to anything science, Jason Gona, me need help. You understand me? I'm not good at, the science and all of those things. I would tell people that when it comes on to certain you know things where it concerns even math, like at a high level, tough for me. Right? I'm answering a question, Tycoon. Why running away from the question? So let me teach you. Because we have to use this as opportunities to learn. So they said to me that you have the right head, to get the numbers, as a church, how to ensure that the church is not operating at a deficit by managing bills, and how to train the people and to get the right people, all of those things. But they said that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I was taught that part of leading, like groups like this, where you have a lot of volunteers, is having the right heart for people. Here's what I think. All right. This is something that needs to develop in the position of general secretary, because the general secretary thing, when you come in, like in our football, and there's a lot of financial issues, you are coming in as a businessman to run a business. But in running a business, if you don't have the heart for the people, you're going to come out and say, we have made $1 million profit. But here's what when people hear that, and them say, but you don't pay away. Because here's what, you want to end your tenure as I took the company out of the red. But here's what, you turn off everybody from the company. I think one of the things that, as Mr. Chung continues in this capacity, that he has to develop a stronger heart for some of the most important parts of the business, which is the players and the people who are employed in essential position. In other words, he has a good head enough, because I would not be surprised if when he's finished, people come out and say financially he helped to get the GFF in a better place. But that could be at the expense of players and staff being turned off by how they are dealt with. So it is, as a leader in certain capacity, you have to have the ability to balance head and heart. Head and heart. All right? But here's what, you can evaluate a person, and it's okay for you to believe that a person has failed. I always say, tell me what the person was given to do, and if they have not done it, then they have failed. Because a lot of us will say, watch this, a lot of us will say that a person has failed when we don't know what they were actually given to do. Because a lot of people, saying that, management, what I'm doing is a waste of time. Because I have not made a difference. We not make no change, nothing happen. But until you know what I was given to do, and you hear testimonies of what I've done, then you're going to have that impression, which is right. But so the first thing should happen is that you should know what were the tasks you were given to do when you took this. And then you judge a person based on that. Because it is possible that we could be saying a person is not doing their job when that was not part of their assigned duties. That is why you have performance evaluation in properly run companies, meaning that when you started out, you were given a set group of things to do, and you're measured against that. You're measured against that. You have a probationary period that you're measured against. So, for example, if the players on the senior men's team came out and said that we got to training late every day, we weren't getting any fruit, and you would say that given what the manager was supposed to do, you have not done this, so you are failing. You have to know. So sometimes, because you know, when I come on Management channel, a lot of people not going to agree with me, because here's what a lot of people believe, that the only way I can agree with you is if you cuss the people them that I want you to cuss, and if you say the things that I want you to say. But that is why it is important that when you're in a position to appoint or to elect person, you have set things that are reasonable expectation within a time frame, so you can judge them on. All right. So I see some good comments. I think too much is asked of the Gensec. More should be asked of Wendell Downswell, the technical director. He gets a free ride. Yeah, that probably be a good point. If the team fails, they say the Gensec. If the stadium, so is the Gensec responsible for the technical leadership of the team? Does he have the final say? Is it the technical director, the chairman, or the person who sits in a vice president position? When something, all of those things, who is the person responsible for the logistics, the travel? It's like all of those things, we need to clearly define and understand, and then we can hold people accountable. All right. Big up Archibald. Oh, you man. Yeah, man. Up and running Archibald. There, man. Yo, you know who I yellow? Jano Star. You see, shipping port, my brethren. A long time if you link man is man in a shipping port. Bless up yourself, you know. I don't think there was any worse off a financial place to go to when he took. Oh, you see, it can't get any worse than that. Understand, a strong head and a strong heart are not the most important thing to work at the JFL. It's actually a strong. Duckland, you give it to what trouble, you know. Mr. Chung is doing fine. The only thing I would do different is find the technical director, but I don't know if it is in, I think, Mr. Chung's prerogative. You can't say man is doing a good job if you don't the details of it. Real, yeah. You can't say he's doing a good job or a bad job. All job descriptions, yeah. JFF available to the are. So here, hey Jason, here's what I think. I think while you may not be able to outline all the job description, the more important job descriptions must be available for the public on the JFF platform. For example, the role of the president and responsibilities must be clearly articulated on their website for people to be able to see that. Same thing for all the vice presidents, the technical director, the head coach, different team managers, the general managers, the general secretary, the head of marketing. I don't expect like the chief accountant, the accounting clerk, the office admin, those persons. I don't think those job description needs to be out there because they are not directly connected to the effective functioning of the team because they're all serving under someone else's leadership. But those key leadership positions, like the person who is the chief match coordinator, like this person is the person responsible for when Jamaica plays a game in Jamaica to coordinate, like those things. When you have like a person who is a head of delegation and a travel, like all of those responsibility, I think needs to be clear to the public so that when the public looks at, I remember it is not, and here's the thing, this is not Dennis Chung's position. So when you're naming the responsibility of the position, it is not Michael Ricketts, it's not Dennis Chung, it is not Rudolph Speed, it's not Wendell Downswell, it is not Peter Reed, Raymond Anderson, Bruce Gaynor, who again? Roy Simpson, I don't know, whomever all the other persons are. Coach Shamir Hal-Grimson. No, it is not their, it is not them. It is the position that you have the description for. What is the role and function of the general secretary? What is the role and function of the president? What is the role and function? And so people should be able to see that so they can look and say, well, my gensec, my blah, blah, blah. I think that is how it ought to be done. Rob Smith says, stop making sense. We just want to talk with our people. Yeah. One person has too many roles. Oftentimes, yep. Yeah, good point that, Jason. Soldier, the man that beat you a while ago, you know. Yeah, that's that be. So yeah, so that is my sir. Tycoon. I don't need to run away from any question, you know. Because if I can't answer it, I say I can't answer. And if I don't want to answer it, I say I'm not answering. But I'm going to answer the way that I believe is best. Because I have to see football beyond the people who are in position. Those at this point, they control decision making. Like, for example, I'm going to give you a good one. Many parish presidents will put as part of their accomplishment a team in their parish qualifying for the Premier League. They would make you believe that the reason why the team qualified, I'm going to give you a big example, like Mount Pleasant qualification and winning the Premier League is 99.9% Peter Gould. I can tell you this, that same Mount Pleasant team, if you remove Peter Gould, nothing that has been accomplished would be accomplished. Watch this. Watch this. So if you remove Peter Gould, nothing that they accomplished would have been accomplished. Watch this. If you remove the parish president and keep Peter Gould, they would have still accomplished it. If you keep the parish president and remove Peter Gould, nothing would have been accomplished. So I would say 99% of what they have done is because of Peter Gould. But so part of what a parish president should not be able to do is to say that in my parish I have a Premier League team or in my parish I have a team. No, because if you remove the people who lead those teams, the teams would not do well. But you can remove the parish president and the team would still be in the league. Like, all right, one of the most dominant. Yeah, without Peter Gould, it would be Mount Unpleasant. That's a good one, right? It's just like Clarendon College success in schoolboy football has little to do with who the parish president is, you know. Kingston College success and JC success has little to do with Kasafa. So there are certain things parish presidents should not take credit for. Because with or without them, it would still be done. If a different person were in their position, it would still be done. So when it comes on to the football at that level, like the GenSec or the president, the vice presidents, the different leaders in different positions have to be careful of what they take credit for. Because with or without them, some of those things would have still been accomplished. But the things that they are primary facilitators for, they have to take credit for and take responsibility for them when they don't work. That's how we reason. So if you expect management to come here and cuss out Raymond Anderson and cuss out Mike Ricketts and cuss out Danny Beckford, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. If you want us to cuss out all of the players, then we don't have to do that. We can identify and call out where we see flaws in a respectful way. We have the man from Trinidad and Tobago in his Arsenal shirt.
Yeah.
You understand me?
What's good?
Welcome. Good afternoon. You know, you joined the right time because we need to talk in this hour. We need to talk some EPL, but I know you want to chime in on some of this. So you pick up yourself, man. Nobody was beating you. I just giving you a joke. They were trying to find out if you are my source in England and a certain player. You understand me? Called the one who is of Greenwood. So they were trying to find out, if you are my source. But we not tell them who our sources are, right? Right. So, but welcome, Sir Andre. Your Red Force, they lost last night to the Guyana Amazon Warriors in the final of the CPL. You understand me? First victory for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. You understand me?
Yes.
Beating the much fancied Trinbago Knight Riders with all their superstars.
Congratulations to them. In the current climate, though, one has to wonder whether the win is legitimate, right? So that's another topic, though. That's another topic. I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm sure I'll not be able to do the EPL part of it. But look, I'm listening to the conversation, and this information is not secret. It's in the technical director handbook, and the responsibilities of the GenSec is laid out. Look, the running of the MA, if you just forget the GenSec, the running of the member association, that is all laid out by FIFA. Roles and responsibilities, the different departments the MA need to have. And the thing that I often ask myself is, why are we unable to follow the guidelines that's provided for us?
By FIFA.
By FIFA.
All right, so let me explain to the people what you have just said. So what Andre is saying, people, is that if you go to FIFA, you will see what are the responsibilities and roles of a general secretary as outlined by FIFA. So what he's saying is that why aren't the MAs following those roles and responsibilities outlined by FIFA?
Not following. I mean, and we talk. Everything is, again, it's go back to finances. But at the end of the day, we have to believe. I happen to believe that we have to want to do better. If we know better, the information exists, right? We can do better. Okay, we can do better. Why should we have fields that's substandard to what we look at every weekend on television? I'm sure you look at Arsenal yesterday, the quality of that surface, right? It's important that the surface be of that standard. Why are we not capable of recreating that in our environment? I don't think it's all about resources. I think it's a little bit more than that. So I think in having these conversations, we can't look at any one individual, as you're suggesting, as the entire organization. We must pay attention to, and whether or not, because the people in these positions are leaders. They're our leaders, and there's expectation. And at the end of the day, what do you want as a football fan? You want to feel happy and proud every time the Reggae Boys or the Reggae Girls take the pitch, right?
Yep.
And they are the ones responsible for making that possible. That every Jamaican could feel that way. That every Trinbagonian could feel that way every time the Soca Warriors take the pitch. Because Americans are proud when the American national team take the pitch. The Canadians are proud. They feel a sense of pride. So I think that's on us. And it's an area that we need to improve.
Yeah, but what I'll say though is that I think part of the problem we have with MAs in the Caribbean is they have become too reliant on FIFA funding to operate the MAs. My understanding is that a good portion of the member associations in the Caribbean operated 75% on FIFA financing, which means that they either don't have the other 25%, 25%, or they have to find it. I think that has limited them. I think until they can create where the gap is less. Maybe it needs to be 50-50. Maybe it needs to be 60 from the MA and 40 from FIFA, or the 75 from FIFA. But what they find as MA is way above the FIFA 75%. So the 75% from FIFA should not be like 10 million, and what the MA fine is 5 million or 2.5 million. If FIFA 75% is 10 million, the MA's 25% should be 30 million.
Okay, so let's see if we can look at this a different way. At the end of the day, in the region, the game is not an industry. Okay, at best, we have semi-pro leagues in all of the islands, right? At best. Yeah. So that's one of the problems. I think because the game is not an industry, we rely on the FIFA funding and we don't take the responsibility to go and raise money. One of the reasons every MA get the same amount of money, but the US Soccer Federation don't run on that $11 million or whatever the case may be, right? They raise a lot of funding. They from sponsorship, from gate receipts, from a whole lot of different stuff. And we are unable to do that. We are unable to do that to make sure that we can fund what we need. The dependency on FIFA funding, as you just pointed out, is too heavy, right? It's there. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. But we have a responsibility to go out and raise funds and make the game be able to fund itself.
Yeah, which is what I'm agreeing with you, because all right, so let's use the United States. When you look at like the monies that MAs take from FIFA, United States possibly take the same amount as Jamaica. They get the same amount, like I said, as Jamaica, Trinidad, everyone. All right, but what happens is that in addition to that, the USA, if they get 1 billion, just hypothetically speaking, 1 billion from that, all their FIFA drawdown, they probably have a next 9 million from their own marketing and their own sponsorship and thing, which is where I think what Caribbean M is. And I think there's a bigger, what I call a subculture, something beneath the surface that operates in Caribbean culture. And let me tell you what I believe it is. We have for too long been dependent people. We believe other people must determine our pathway, our way forward, our future. Yes. So we believe, for example, instead of learning how to generate and create wealth, we believe that somebody needs to pass down something to us. Somebody owes us something. You know, we need, while I agree with repatriation, they believe that, well, if we get the money for all the slavery, if we get that money, we will be better off. If quote unquote Bakra Master drop more money in our pockets, if our parents give us money, if the government give us money, if the United Nations, if all of these things. In other words, there is this notion that operates in the back of many Caribbean minds that is just dependent. We need somebody to come and help us instead of creating for ourselves the wealth that we need to change our future and take it in our hands. And I think our MAs need to do that. We need to get away from, okay, well, let's see all that we can get from FIFA. Okay, that is enough. No, what are we doing to have surpluses greater than FIFA disbursement in our football? And I think that is where our MAs continue to struggle.
And look, at the end of the day, the conversation about reparations is a different conversation. If we get all the money in the world right now and we don't have the tools to handle it properly, we'll give it right back to where it came from. So we got to change our mentality, and it's spelled out for us. Does the MAs in the Caribbean have a commercial department? Right? It is recommended that you have a commercial department. And a commercial department would have sales and marketing people. It have people responsible for going after sponsorship, for advertising, broadcasting, ticketing when there's matches, merchandising, hospitality, right? I said the other day, the TTFA did a deal with a new apparel company with the name don't come to mind at the moment. And today, I still don't know how to purchase a shirt, right? It's not available as far as I know anywhere that I can buy it, and that should be easy to find, because if you have a department that handle these stuff, it would have been made available to the public. I don't know if Jamaica have a department. They might have benefited from what Adidas have in place already, but all of that is part of your commercial department, right? To have salespeople, some people may argue, well, we don't have the money to hire salespeople, but salespeople in some markets work based on commissions, right?
Yeah.
They get a percentage of what they sell, and some people.
What would Jamaica sell? What would Jamaica sell?
No, I'm talking about
what I'm asking is that what would the Jamaica Football Federation sell now?
No. My statement just was in reference to your kit, for example. It's available.
All right, so that is what I'm saying now. So that is why I asked the question, because the kit, as far as my understanding it is, all the advertising, all the marketing, all the sales are controlled by Adidas. So in other words, the good thing about the deal that Jamaica has is that they don't have to do anything except play games.
So that's the problem, though. That's part of the problem. So when Adidas is no longer the sponsor, we have not built.
You have to change. Well, that has to change.
We have to build the capacity to do it ourselves. So we are not learning from the process potentially.
No, but what we need to do now is to sell other things.
Right.
To market ourselves. In other words, what I think we need to do is to market the players and the football, because the truth is, if say Trinidad and Tobago had a deal with Nike, and Nike says, listen, to market this so you can sell 1 million jerseys, it's going to cost over $5 billion US, as an example. We will put in all of that in there. We will get it distributed across the world from our site, which is guess what? Which is what Arsenal has. Arsenal don't have to sell the jerseys enough. Arsenal, if you look at the Arsenal deal, what you do, you have an Arsenal shop that sells Arsenal jerseys, right? But the biggest marketing is Adidas. They market it. So what the JFF need to do is have, like you're saying, have their Jamaica Football Federation shop where people buy the jerseys at the same price as on the Adidas store, because you're selling more. But really, the revenue still goes to Adidas, and you get some from the original deal. But in there now, you could sell other things. You could sell like your books, your magazines, which Adidas may not do, pens and all of those other things, which is where they need to go.
So at the national stadium where the national team play, is there a shop in there? Is there a shop where you can get Jamaican national team shirts and different things?
No. That is where I'm saying that is the issue.
At some of the resorts in Jamaica.
Yes.
Right. So I guess the point is we have to build the capacity. We have to learn from the business people that we get involved with how we can do things ourselves. And it seems as though that's not happening, because once they step out of the way, then everything falls down. Yeah.
No, right. No, I understand. So again, so say Adidas leaves, right? Normally with the bigger companies like Adidas and Nike, they generally sell the products that they market on their own website. So they do a lot of the marketing. What I agree with is that, and here's where what I believe. I believe that, and I keep on pushing for this, that our sporting organizations, I can speak about Jamaica, I don't know how it is in Trinidad, even if we cannot get a football shop, we need a sporting shop in Jamaica from the sport department of Jamaica. And what that means, I should be able to purchase Shelley and Fraser merchandise on that shop. Usain Bolt, Christopher Gale, Alia Atkinson, our swimmer, the Reggae Boys, the Reggae Girlz, all of those top sporting athlete, it may be multi-brands, but it should be available to us, which like at Arsenal, like at Manchester, when you go in there, you see the pictures of the Usain Bolt or the Donald Quarry, whomever, and I paid to take a picture against with those statues or whatever in the museum or in the art gallery or in the shop, because when you go in the Arsenal shop, there are other things outside of that. You see videos of, I went to a school. Sorry, I know I don't want to go all over the place, but I went to a school recently. And do you know that there are players who don't know Marcus Gill and Robbie Earl? They are Jamaican kids who never saw, up to the day when I was at the school, they did not, watch this, they did not or have not seen the header scored by Marcus Gill. And they play the sport of football.
Mm.
And I'm sure there are kids in Trinidad, that don't know who Trinidad played in their first World Cup game at the World Cup.
Look, it's a regular thing. I don't think it is limited to the Caribbean. I coach almost every day, and sometimes you try to bring information to kids by a question and answer process, and things that they should know. You think they should know, they don't know about their own country, about the sport, about their own national team, about the history. So I think it's a generational kind of thing. So, but to the question of I mean, this thing is spelled out so much. The organizational chart, right? The GenSec sits on top of it, the general secretary, and they're saying for small to medium-sized MAs, you'll have a marketing and communication department, a technical department, a competition management department, a finance and administration, and the senior national team, right? Bigger and more MAs might have more more departments. For example, one might have a department for performance, and other for the participation line of football. But some of the key features that they pointed out here, right? There's something called the management board that is comprised of all the heads of departments being part of the management board and will attend meetings. If somebody is absent, that person will be replaced by their deputy. So you have a head of department and you have a deputy. The management board meeting, which is made up of all the heads of the a department, is generally they meet on a weekly basis, every week, on the same day at the same time, right? That's what's being suggested by FIFA, right? And they discuss they discuss the past and future actions of their department, what they're doing. So that brings everybody on the page. And I'm pointing this out to say that the earlier part of the discussion, right, and there's more things to that, the management board meeting is about issues that concern the general secretary, right, as a whole, and his anticipated agenda. The strategic plan is the baseline of the decision-making process. So when you were talking earlier, and the conversation was about who's to blame for this and who's to blame for that, I don't know that it's for lack of a better way of putting it for the moment, and forgive me, I don't think it's a legitimate lens to look at it through, because this is a big picture and everybody should be on the same page working to make the MA function better. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's spelled out. It's a platform is provided by FIFA as to what should be taking place. So I struggle to see how the MAs at times not able to get the simplest of things done.
Yeah, and I think people need to take time to read some of these things, because I think sometimes our conversations can be misguided, because you're blaming the wrong person.
Yeah.
For the mistake. And sometimes they're giving the wrong person the credit for the success. And I think more of us need to have this kind of conversation, because I think some of the people are they have been hurt so much by the football that we have lost the sense of having good discussions about it. Everything has become very emotionally driven instead of looking in depth at the matters and placing blame where rightly it's supposed to, based on, like you said, what the roles and functions are, and challenging people.
And one of the things that's always often missing from the conversation that I've observed is sometimes you have one person, one individual running 2 or 3 departments, and they're the only person in that department, in those departments, right?
Jason, sorry.
That person has a workload that is impossible for them. So you might have a department that need maybe 10 people to run effectively, but you have one person doing it, right? And they're doing that for 2 or 3 departments, and it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work.
I think Jason said it earlier. Jason was saying something to the effect of there's one person has too much responsibility, and I think Jason was saying that earlier, right? When there's an issue, and that is an issue. What do I mean by that? If the coach of a national team, for example, has to ensure that the players are picked up by the bus, if the coach of a national team, for example, has to make sure that the flights arrangement are okay, then it is detracting from its core function.
Yep.
Right. So you can't have your coach doing those things. That you don't have interference. Your manager must be specific. Your gensec must be specific, and find out that, for example, if equipment like that, let's talk about on the meal side. If the equipment for training are not there, right? Firstly, as a team manager, I would have to ensure that the team has its equipment. That means that I need to be dialoguing with the equipment manager. The equipment manager dialogues with the person who controls the storehouse. So therefore, when the coach says to me, team manager, we train in 10 o'clock in the morning, and we are supposed to have 40 pieces of equipment. All right. Now, if those equipment are not in place, is it the coach's fault? No.
So this is something that we need to consider. If the coach is getting involved in that, it can mean that the coach don't trust the people that's responsible for that. Right?
No, what I mean, this is just hypothetical. I'm just
hypothetical.
Yeah.
This is hypothetical. I understand that. We're not speaking about any specific.
Yeah, we're not speaking about Trinidad. We're not speaking about Jamaica. We're not speaking about England. We just
we just so if the coach has to get involved in those things, that means the coach may or may not trust the people responsible for that. And that's one of the areas that's so important, because trust, it's a simple word and sometimes it gets misused, but trust is really a function of character and competence. Okay? And if we look inside of character, we're going to find that there's things like integrity in there, and your intention and motive towards the subject matter or the people around, right? And competence is something that we see so often that falls apart within the MAs in the region, right? Where people don't do what they're supposed to do as effectively, which speaks to their skill set, right, and their capabilities. So do we have the right people in the job? So I think that we have so much potential, right? I will always say that we have so much potential, and this part of the reason why I would even involve in these conversations is that I believe that we can be among the very best in the world from the region, whether it's Jamaica or Trinidad or what. But we continue to come up short for one reason or the next, and that's really disappointing.
Yeah. So and that's where, and I think that is where we have to have the discussion. But I also believe, Andre, that too many of us want to have the discussion without reading the relevant material.
Right.
So we can we can have an educated discussion. And again, because that is driven. So what happens is that when a team doesn't play well, we discuss the surface stuff. We quarrel on the surface stuff, but we don't look at the underlying factors and get ourselves properly informed so we can decide what to do. I was listening to something on Instagram recently where someone was speaking about the dancehall artist Vice Cartel, and they were saying that one of the things that they noticed that he was always doing is reading. And so he was very informed on all the things that he was discussing are talking about in his song. He would read stuff about the history of certain behaviors and patterns, and then he begins to put lyrics together. I think for our conversation to be fruitful, what we have to do, or it's going to be, because it can be very sensational, you know.
Yeah.
We can come to the people and be very sensational. We get a lot of hype, but
We
after
also mix up.
yeah. And then man, because I could come up with a lot of a bag of stuff, you know, to hype up the people and make noise and sing and all of that kind of a thing. And what would happen is that the people walk away with an emotional, driven heart, which is good. But in terms of what our thinking are, nothing has really changed, except we felt good in the moment of the discussion because it was hitting an emotional nerve without challenging us from a mental and an educational perspective. And I think that is where we have to begin to take the discussion right across the Caribbean if we really want to bring forth meaningful change. I see it happening even with our cricket. A lot of the thing is that after West Indies perform bad, you hear all of this discussion and everybody gets fired up. But there's nothing being discussed to the point where fundamental change are being made to how cricket operates in the Caribbean, and it leads to it getting worse and worse and worse and worse. But this was the thing that Jason had said earlier. He said when a person has too many roles, it leads to failure. More persons are needed, especially for specific function to avoid mishaps.
And I mean that's a reality, right? Because where are the checks and balances, right? Who's looking, who's coming after that person to make sure that things are being done properly? Who's there to be able to catch a problem or to help take something forward? So that has failed. I mean, we see it all the time. It has existed for a long time in the region, and it continues to happen today, and it produces failure. And again, it goes back to again, when I mentioned just now, the strategic plan is the baseline for the decision-making process, right? If the strategic plan is not in place or was not put in place properly, then what is the basis by which we make decisions and get things done and put people in place? You must have that plan. And I think, and that's FIFA point in the documentation. And I think it seems as though we continue to function without one that was built involving everybody. We seem to always have an individual that might have a plan as opposed to a plan that was put together for the organization. So when that individual is no longer involved, that plan no longer exists. We have to start over.
Yeah, and I think for me, one of the things that I want to hear from the persons contesting the elections in Jamaica for the leadership of the football. Here's one of the things I want to hear. What is your comprehensive plan, including budget, to have one of our present facilities upgrade to the standard where international games can be played, or to build in one in your next term? Because what we need is at least one other surface that is up to a certain standard. So what I want to know is that, what are the plans? Maybe in Trinidad, they will upgrade one of the present facilities and create a maintenance plan for it. Or they may build something new. In Jamaica, I think that must be carefully articulated in terms of, okay, this is the plan. In year one, we're going to remove the old surface, put in a new one. We will not be able to use it until year two. In year two, we're going to upgrade the lighting around it, and then we're going to fix the seating. All of those things must be like, that is the kind of vision that needs to be painted and made clear when you come on to these. election, because too often the process of electing a person is flawed, because instead of we are promised personal position, instead of looking at a position taken by the leadership in policy that will transform football. So in other words, a lot of people vote because of the position that they will be given, more than a position being taken by the party they are supporting that will change the landscape of football. And it happens in politics as well.
That takes a mental shift, right? From voting because of the position we'll be given to where we are thinking about how can I best serve the people.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it takes a mental shift for that. Because right now everything is about, it seems to be to fall under the line, what's in it for me? Right. And until we change that, or bring or get people on board, get people into positions that know that when they get up in the day, when the day come, they're gonna go to work, right? And they're gonna work to create a better environment, a better experience for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, for the people of Jamaica. I think that's a mindset, because we see it in many other countries in the world, where they would tell you in their documentation, we are doing this for our people, for our young people. So you look at the league in Saudi Arabia, if you read the strategic plan, that's at the center of what they're doing. They're investing this money because people love football in that country. They say about 80% of the people love football, and they are bringing some of the best players in according to what they're saying to us, to inspire their young people. And I think that's where we need to get to in our minds.
Yeah. All right, let me just public service announcement. We are at 64 likes, people. Come on, hit the like button, see if we can get it up to 100. I know Andre will have to leave in probably a short order.
Yeah.
Or probably right now, in fact.
phone was just ringing here. I get
But quickly tell me, Arsenal versus Tottenham. What's your...
I was disappointed. And look, Tottenham is a much better team than they were last season. They have a really good manager, from everything that I've read. He's a good motivational speaker. Obviously, he knows the game. He's in that position, and he's getting that team to function in a way that they haven't before. I think, with Son being responsible for getting the goals and leading the team, I think they're in a better position this year than they were. The question become, in my mind, how much better are they? Are they good enough? Are they so much better to get the results that they get on Saturday? I think, or is Arsenal not in the same position, at the same strength as last season? I think it's a bit of both. I think Arsenal is in a quite interesting place. I think the midfield is they struggled yesterday, in my opinion. Partey, in my mind, is still a very important part of that team and should be in there. You look at Maddison yesterday, and you look at Maddison for Tottenham and Sa. I think they run the midfield. They dominated the midfield yesterday. And so I think Arsenal have some work to do. A 2-2 result. I heard people talking about if Jesus has scored the second goal, the game would have been over. The game is never over at 2-0. 2-0 is sometimes suggested as the worst lead in football, because it goes to 2-1 and people start to panic, and next thing you know, it's 3-1 against you. So, 3-2 against you. Sorry. So I was not happy with the result, and was even more uncomfortable with the performance.
All right, let me say this, right? Just from my perspective. Last year, this point, Arsenal were just 1 point better, and they had lost games. The team is undefeated and just 1 point beyond, 1 point behind where they were. So I would say last season, in terms of how the team was playing, they were playing they were playing better. All right. So what has changed? All right. So one, Thomas Partey out for a while. Even while he was in, I don't think the team was like off the charts, but that has changed. Gabriel Jesus has just come back into the side, basically. So the team has been changing, and I think the additions.
Granite is gone. Granite Xhaka is gone.
Granite Xhaka is gone. So I think because of the absence of the addition of Timber, which was, I think, in the preseason, the team was being prepared to play with Timber in it. They have taken some time to adjust to that, number one. All right. I don't think Granit Xhaka has been replaced in terms of what he was given in the first part of the season by Kai Havertz. I think the fact that Arsenal paid so much money for him, Arteta, this is an Arteta purchase. I think it has clouded his selection policy. So I personally believe there's some clause in Kai Havertz's contract where as long as he's fit, he must play, even if he doesn't start. And until that changes or he gets better, the team is going to struggle. I also believe that the team, though, playing so poorly and still have not lost and just 1 point behind cannot get any worse than they are. I think with the exception of possibly let me say it this way. I think the teams who are right there ahead of us have not as tough games as Arsenal as well. I think the fixtures, though people are saying you should win. When you look at the fixtures compared to like Tottenham fixtures, I think Tottenham have had easier fixtures. I think City has had some easier fixtures. I think probably Liverpool and Arsenal, of the teams right up there, have had like the tougher set of games.
Right, but Liverpool is sitting on 16 points, I think, right?
Yeah, which is how many points out of Arsenal.
Right. So look at this. There's a few things. Arsenal obviously is not functioning with the same smoothness as they did last season at this point of the season. They were dominating teams and whatever the case may be. Look, at the end of the day, City is the standard. And City, for many years, have gone through periods with injuries and players having to miss games, and players would step in and play the role, and they would get results, right? They've dominated the league. I don't think that Arsenal is in that position, and that's where the concern comes from. But when the manager is making two changes at halftime, and immediately, and mistakes happen. The game is a game of mistakes. So what happened with Jorginho yesterday is kind of one that you ignore it because it's a mistake. It's a clear mistake, but it's not something that he would want to do intentionally. I don't think, but we have to be able to go to the bench. We were different yesterday without Martinelli. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, our Trossard.
Right. So
let me just say this. I think this is a game where the Thomas Partey, Declan Rice pivot with Odegaard would have served us well.
I'm not sold on Declan Rice.
Well, that's fine, but I think Declan Rice alongside Thomas Partey and Martin Odegaard would have done a whole lot better in that midfield. And let me say this as well. I think one of the decisions Arsenal will have to make is with Ivan Toney. I think Arsenal need to buy Ivan Toney in January and sell somebody to pay some of that. Sell Eddie Nketiah for 40, put 20 on it, buy Ivan Toney, or keep him and just say, listen, we have Champions League, we have the League Cup, we have the Premier League. Man who is on form. But I think like yesterday's game, I think an Ivan Toney would have created more opportunities for Jamaica than Eddie Nketiah did. Seeing that he had to put Gabriel Jesus.
Hold on. Who are you talking about?
Ivan Toney and Eddie Nketiah.
Create more opportunities for Jamaica?
No man, from Arsenal.
But
For Arsenal, for Arsenal, for Arsenal.
You said
For
Jamaica, though.
yeah, for Arsenal, for Arsenal. Sorry, boss, for Arsenal. So I think, like we needed something different, and I don't think Eddie Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus are different, though they are far apart in terms of what they offer.
It's I don't like his work rate without the ball.
Who?
And Ketia without the ball, I think he's kind of a little bit casual. He even when he goes to press, it just seems as though it's a few seconds slower than it should be. In terms of when he starts, so Jesus does a good job at that, but a striker that can put away some of those chances, I think is would help the team a lot. But the middle of the field is still a problem. It was a problem last season.
So you believe like Declan Rice is not good enough for the Premier League?
I'm for Arsenal.
I disagree with you still.
For Arsenal, I understand. There's a lot of people,
but the issue though, let me just say this. I think that you don't believe Saka is, which is strange, because you don't believe Saka is good enough. You don't believe no. But I've heard you say that before. Let me finish. No, but you can finish.
But let me say what I think.
You did not believe. No, you. Let me finish. You don't believe that Glenn Rice, Declan, Ben White, sorry, is the man. You don't believe that Ramsdale was the man. You don't believe that Declan Rice is the man. And even last season, you had your issues with Saka out there. So because you don't believe that the English players can offer what it takes to win the title.
You bringing our private conversation into this, but that's all right.
No. You said it last season on the program. Remember, you're talking about we needed to get a goalkeeper. You talk about the Ramsdale.
Yeah, I do believe replacing Ramsdale as the first string goalkeeper was a good move.
You publicly said that you don't think Declan Rice is at the standard for us.
I think he's gonna struggle in the Champions League. I think he's gonna.
Yeah, I also believe that Ben Rice. You believe that Ben White. Yeah.
Yes, he's gonna struggle.
That's not private.
Right.
That's not private.
Saka though, no, hold on.
Yeah.
I struggle with Saka's willingness to defend.
Yeah, exactly. So you have an yes.
And last season he cost us because I did say
I agree with you.
Right,
no,
yeah.
I agree with you. So
right.
the point I am making that you have a difficulty with all the English-born players in the Arsenal team.
I think when the going get tough, so to speak, I think they break easier than the other players. And I think Arsenal decline with Wenger started when he said that he's going to help them develop English players.
But do you believe that Declan Rice is amongst the top 5 players in his position in the league? No. Tell me 5 players who are better than him in his position in the league. Tell me 5. Caicedo.
Yeah. We should have bought him.
Fine. You believe that Caicedo, based on what you saw, Declan Rice at West Ham.
Based on what Arsenal does for a player.
No. We're not talking. Listen.
Team.
No. We are talking about the player himself.
Yeah.
Because Arsenal did not buy Declan Rice based on Declan Rice's performance at Arsenal. They bought him based on his performance at England and with West Ham. So given what you saw at West Ham and in England, Caicedo at Brighton and in Venezuela is better than Declan Rice. That's one. Go ahead.
I think his potential, what I've seen, and considering what Arsenal does as a team, I think you'd have been a better choice.
No, all right, a better choice, but is he a better player?
Well, obviously, he'd have been a better player for Arsenal.
Yes. No. So
we gotta give it context.
No.
We can't just hang it out.
No.
Just hang it out there.
All right.
We give it context.
All right.
And context is Arsenal.
Is Caicedo better than Declan Rice?
as an Arsenal player, as a potential Arsenal player.
I can't say that because
But we gotta give it context.
I can't say that because I don't see Caicedo playing for Arsenal. What I see is that what I see of Caicedo at Chelsea, he's garbage.
no.
He's garbage. No,
Yeah.
at Chelsea, he's garbage.
No, I think he would have
at
fit
Chelsea.
at
Listen,
Arsenal.
given what I've seen at Declan Rice
Yeah.
this season,
Yeah.
moving from West Ham to Arsenal, and what I've seen of Caicedo moving from Brighton to Chelsea, Caicedo is garbage. Declan Rice is good.
You have to understand. You have to take into consideration style of play and system.
But that is my point.
When he was at Brighton, what he did there,
But
believe.
what Declan Rice did, Declan Rice won in Europe with West Ham.
Yeah, but we can't. I don't know that we
but you can't say the same thing with Caicedo at Brighton. Then that's my point.
No, you're talking winning. When you're talking winning, the team wins, right? We're talking about individual performances. I believe that Caicedo would have been a better fit for Arsenal.
No, but all right. So Ecuador, sorry. So Caicedo.
Yeah, not Venezuela, Ecuador.
All right, Caicedo. I cannot say it would be a better fit at Arsenal.
I believe so.
Over Declan Rice because what I've seen is that he has changed team and look worse. Declan Rice does not look worse at Arsenal than he was at West Ham.
But he changed team and look worse in a team that spent $1 billion and
exactly my point.
Intent on the table, so you can't hold him accountable for that.
But I can't hold Declan Rice accountable for how he looks in Arsenal with Havertz beside him.
Arsenal paid. Listen to me. At the end of the day, yes, you could. I think because Arsenal came second in the league last season.
So hold on. So let's go. I don't agree with you, Caicedo. Give me a next name. Call 5 because you don't believe that Declan Rice in his position from last season is in the top 5. Give me the other.
Rodri.
Right, Rodri. Fine, I'll give you Rodri.
You just talk about Chelsea. What's the boy from what's their 6 called? Boy from Argentina. What's his name?
Enzo Fernandez last season he didn't even come a full season. He was not better at Chelsea in the time that he was there than Declan Rice at West Ham.
He's a World Cup winner. We saw him in the World Cup.
But in the World Cup. Yeah. So let's go. World Cup form. Declan Rice was not like far off from Enzo Fernandez at the World Cup.
But he was off. At
World Cup, Declan Rice was off at the World Cup for England. Oh my, no, Andre, I can't agree with that.
Argentina won the World Cup.
No, so only the player. So because a team won the World Cup.
All right, so let's do this.
All right, hold on. So hold on. All right, so fine. So Argentina won the World Cup. Who played on the right side? Was that player better than Mbappe?
Hold on a minute. What are the qualities that Declan Rice has that fascinates you?
Yes, sorry. My basketball got Edgar here. Yeah, my basketball jumped into the thing. It's not. It's Declan Rice, that Glenn Rice. The old Charlotte Bobcat. I heard it. Big up. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
What are the qualities that Declan has that you think puts him above Enzo and Caicedo?
We can get into that. We can get. No, man.
You're not going to agree. You're not going to agree because you've already been sold. I'm not giving you any more names.
No. But
you have already been sold. Declan Rice is the best 6 in the league.
I didn't. No. What I've said to you, I've asked you because you do not believe. You said that. Here's what you said. Maybe you said it in Joe. Every player in Declan Rice's position is better than him. I disagree with that.
I was being silly with that.
If every player you're saying that every player in the Premier League.
No, not every player.
Right. So you don't. I don't think you have Declan Rice in your top. There are how many teams in the Premier League? 20.
Yeah.
I don't think you have Declan Rice in your top 10 in his position.
He probably wouldn't be. He probably wouldn't be in my. That could be if I sit down and
But
really take it.
I'm going to tell you, based on last season,
Yeah.
the only players I saw in the league that outperformed Declan Rice last season, I'm going to give you them. Rodri of Manchester City, Thomas Partey of Arsenal. That's two. And I would say that if anybody could say anything, they could say probably Casemiro tied with him.
So just just think about what you just.
So
you
nobody
just
else, you know,
names.
because there are people who would argue that he was better than Thomas Partey because he played in every single game.
Okay, so I
people
will
say he's
invite
better.
you. I will invite you to go back and look at Caicedo at Brighton. Go back and have a look at him. Look at him closely, and look at his performances in some of those games. I mean, I thought he was exceptional, and I believe that the qualities that he showed playing for Brighton would suit Arsenal better. Because
no, suitability is different from who is better. Because watch this. A player. Watch this. There are players that are better than Gabriel Jesus, but he suits the Arsenal style. There are players that are better than Zinchenko, but he suits the inverted style. I am not talking about suitability. I'm talking about who is a better player.
So
I have seen that Declan Rice at West Ham stats were better than Caicedo.
I would have called Casemiro. I would have called Partey, right? I've already called Rodri.
That's it.
I call Caicedo.
No way. And I'm saying that. Listen, let me tell you this. There are many people, including Arsenal fans, that when you look at Declan Rice stats, because they're better than Thomas Partey, he was more durable because he played in every single game. He won in Europe, whatever you want to call it, that he had a better season than Thomas Partey.
Look, remember right now, Arsenal midfield, last season, Arsenal conceded a lot of goals down the middle of the pitch, right? And it's still happening this season.
You know what is funny? Except for Trossard, I've yet to see one player that have left the Brighton system and look good in the team that they go and play. Tell me one. Cucurella was terrible at Chelsea. He's Bessuma, who people were saying that Arsenal should get, look terrible at Tottenham. Just this season, he's looking a little better. And I don't think...
Okay, why do you think he's looking a little better this season?
No, just...
Why do you think everybody in the English league is good? Everybody in the English league is good, right? It all boils down to...
All I'm saying to you is that it could...
Everybody in the English league is good. It all boils down to confidence on the day, right? And you call two teams that were struggling last season. They were having a hard time, right? And Tottenham in particular is in a better place.
How is McAllister doing at Liverpool?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think these are some very good players, and I think that I still believe that Caicedo would have been a better purchase at Arsenal, and even Madison, my friend.
Madison cannot play the role that Madison can't. How are you going to tell me that Madison is a better player than Rice in that position, and Madison can't get out Rice to England?
About a better fit. I think. Look, him and Sarr on the midfield yesterday together. They are less than was paid for. What's the boy that won yesterday that came from Chelsea?
No. Listen, that's a different argument. What you're saying is that. What you're saying, I can agree with you. If you said to me, the money that Arsenal spent on Havertz, they could have spent it on Madison. So now let's compare Madison in his position. Madison and Odegaard plays the same position. Should Arsenal have sold Odegaard and bought Madison? Should Arsenal have bought in Madison to replace Odegaard? Because that is who he's competing with, not with Declan Rice.
I think
is he better than Odegaard?
No, I think Madison is a little bit versatile. I think he can do.
So is he better than Odegaard?
He's not better than Odegaard. But
should he have replaced Odegaard? So why would we want him to replace Declan Rice when he can't play? Madison cannot play a CDM. Cannot.
So who when No, he wouldn't come in to play a CDM.
But you're saying that
I could think he could play an 8 or a 10. I just in the CDM position, I don't think Arsenal is a better team than last year without Partey. That's just
fine. I can give you that.
Right, and it's not. I don't think it's gonna work.
Fine, I can give you that. But that don't mean that Maddison is better than Declan Rice in the position Declan Rice play.
The expectation that you and maybe some people have for Rice in that team, I'll wait to see. I hope it works out.
What I will say to you is this: I want to see Thomas Partey, Declan Rice. Watch this, Timber. Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus. If in that system, right, with the rest of the players, with this new goalkeeper, Declan Rice doesn't look good, then I can agree with you.
And look, we with you and you got it. This is early, but I've said this to you too. I think we have a problem on the left side, right?
I told people that long time. Zinchenko can't defend.
Yeah. So yesterday you see the center back being pulled out onto the left side because of not getting back or the counter attack.
I think what is happening with Arsenal is that Arsenal. That's why Arteta wanted Timber, because I think when Zinchenko goes in, all of that team Timber will become a right-sided center back.
Right.
So I think that is the issue. I don't think Ben White is versatile enough to offer what he wants.
Are you agreeing with me?
No, he's not versatile enough to offer what he wants, right? So, but what I will tell you is this, that I think Ben White is a good player.
Everybody in the league is good players, but whether or not...
No, tell me that everybody in the league good, man. What tell me about, man?
Good. It's come
No, man. Me can't tell you some players that them... Listen, I can tell some players in the league that can't even make some of the championship side. Them don't know use, they don't work out.
You cannot be in the league and can be a good player.
Anyways, this is not the Arsenal.
The only place where you hear that.
Yeah?
I don't think you could be in the Premier League and not be a good player. It comes down to who's more confident on game day.
No. You can be in the Premier League. You can be in the Premier League, and when compared to all the other good players, you're not a good player. But if you're comparing them to the JPL players, they are good. But if you compare them to other EPL players, they are not good.
It's the number is so small.
What?
It's 600 players we're talking about. If each team has a roster of 30, which is a big roster.
Listen, in the team that are in the top, the bottom half, you can find, you can find a lot of people that them. It's because of them what them born make them there in a Premier. Them don't worth a pound of rice.
I agree with DW that
not compared to JPL players, not compared to Trinidad and Jamaican homegrown players, compared to the other players in the league, them not ready.
Hear what I think. Would suit Arsenal. You've got to have. If you look back at Barcelona, a little more than a decade ago when they was just beating everybody in Europe and everywhere else. You look at this current City team. I think, and this is what you need to have at least 3 or 4 players in your team that could wear a number 10 shirt in any team in the league. Right? And I'm not so sure that we have that. Quality. And of those players, you've got to be able to defend as well, right? We have Saka that seemed uninterested in defending for a long time now. And last season, I think I said it to you early in the season, and it did cost us towards the end, all right? And we saw it again yesterday, where everybody has to defend now in football. There's no one-way traffic. So I am concerned at the moment, considering last season and the way, and City is a stronger team. City is a stronger team than they were last season. They're now a physical team. They showed us when they in the second game last season. Then they're now a physical team. They're still able to keep the ball as well. They score lots of goals. So that's a hard team to beat. And if they get ahead with points, it's going to be difficult to catch them.
True.
So I'm concerned about Arsenal at the moment. I'm surprised you're comfortable. I'm surprised you're comfortable with where Arsenal is.
No, I'm not. And I didn't say that I'm comfortable, you know. I didn't say that I'm comfortable. I think Arsenal issue is not the players, it is the coach.
And you've been saying that, but I think the coach, it could be a combination of both. It could be a combination of both.
All right.
Because he's the one that bought Havertz, you know.
All right, but let me just go to the other big team in the Premier League, Manchester United. Brilliant goal by Bruno. They rebounded from their defeat in the Champions League. Over when they played Bayern, and they won the game. And I mean, I think they have their issues with their coach, but I think the coach needs some time. The coach he has had a lot to deal with. They have been hit in the defense in terms of injuries, changing some of his plans. I think the young forward that they brought in is a good enough striker that will probably do well. I think Bruno Fernandes, though, as a captain, you have to be on every week, man. Like most weeks, Odegaard is on in his game. I think Bruno Fernandes, most times, I think Bruno Fernandes sometimes disappears. No, man, Odegaard.
Top player.
Somebody saying that Manchester United used to be a big side.
Yeah, I think there are problems. There are problems.
Yeah, I think they made a bad decision when they let go of their year.
I don't mind if they lose every game for this season.
Well,
I really don't. But you know, there are problems, and once you have problems in the back room, I think it's difficult to win football matches. Everything on the pitch is affected by what's happening in the back room. You know, if everybody's not on the same page, it's going to show on the pitch. So,
and I think one of the most important places I needed to plug was CDM, because I think Casemiro's age, if he continues to play internationally for Brazil, it's going to affect them.
Casemiro is world class, and you know that's a top. But
world class. Toni Kroos don't start every game now from Real Madrid.
Yeah, that is true.
You understand me? They have to look at that. There's a time when you have to. Yeah, I think you have to do that.
They're not going to recover soon from the what's the boy name that went to Spain? The Mason Greenwood is his name.
Yeah, Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, that made their life difficult, and that's not going to go away. And then Anthony came along with his situation, so I'm sure that is having people focus.
And then the what's Sancho issue as well?
Yeah, Sancho issue as well. So you know those things is going to be difficult for them to win football matches.
What about Liverpool? Liverpool, I mean, just behind City, one draw, winning, keep on scoring. They keep on having different scorers and all of that kind of a thing. What do you make of Liverpool so far this season? Yeah.
Look, Liverpool is always, you know, for the past few years has been a team that you always have to worry about, right? Look at what they did to Arsenal last season in the league away from home or at home to Liverpool. They're rebuilding the squad. They had some players go out and they bring in some fresh players. And I think as soon as when the dust settle, they're going to be a team that's going to be challenging. So is one that I wish they don't get their act together because they make it more difficult for Arsenal to achieve, you know, the top spot in the league. But that's, you know, they have a strong squad, they have a good squad, and if they get their act together, they're going to be difficult to compete with because we saw the levels they can get to.
Okay. All right, so I think Liverpool going to be right up there. I think this is going to be a race to the end between Arsenal, Liverpool, and City. I think as good as City is, The Rodri is going to be out for 3 games now, so he misses even the Arsenal game. De Bruyne is going to be out. I will see now, you know, how they're going to manage. But I do believe that Liverpool, City, and Arsenal will be battling out come the end of the season. Chelsea also lost 1-0 to Aston Villa. Could Pochettino be the first coach to lose his job?
So you're not giving any credibility to Brighton and Tottenham at the moment.
Not going anywhere. Brighton and Tottenham finish outside of the top 4 easily.
Tottenham is not looking bad at the moment, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Tottenham is not looking bad.
I personally believe if Arsenal had Partey, Martinelli, Trossard, and those players, it would have been a different thing. Tottenham will not be there. The 3 teams, I'm not saying they can't finish 4th, but when it comes down to serious title challenge, it will be City, Liverpool, Arsenal. Those 3 teams.
And that's my point, right? You just said if Arsenal had XYZ, we've seen City do it without players. You just mentioned a couple of players that's going to be out, and
so let's see now.
I think they're going to function.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
One been out for the longest while, and I think they're going to function.
Yeah, one. But I'd love to see if Erling Haaland is out for this season, like Timber. See how City will win the league. I'd love to see that.
We saw that already.
Huh?
We saw that. We saw them win the league without a bona fide striker like him.
No, I'm not asking that. I'm saying that I'd love to see Haaland go out for the rest of the season from here and then win the league. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about what we saw already. I'm talking about now.
That's a very good squad, and not to mention
I'm not saying that they're not good.
Manager who's proven. So I wouldn't. I think that they will be able to cope.
So you really believe that Brighton will be in top 4 race?
No, I didn't say that. You why you putting words in my mouth?
Yeah, because you're calling Brighton, and people putting up Newcastle.
Somebody said Brighton will be in top 4.
You said Brighton will be there and Tottenham will be there.
You have me wondering if cataract is in your ears now. What I ask is, are you discounting their performance so far this season? That's what my question. I didn't say that they will be in the top 4.
Okay. So it is, for me, the title, top 4, we can squeeze in Tottenham, but in terms of competing for the title, up until the end, Arsenal, City, and Liverpool.
If the league ended today, they would be in 3rd and 4th position, eh?
People. Huh?
If the league ended today, they'd be in 3rd and 4th position.
We would know before the season if it is going to end in 5 games. Because 6 games, because then everybody would be different.
I think the league we know it's a difficult league and anything could happen. I think that conversation, you can't put Leicester City out of your mind from a few seasons ago. So
who is going to be the Leicester City? Brighton? You watch Brighton in Europe, man? Did you watch a Brighton game in Europe?
I did.
I put it to you that when Brighton gets up against City and Liverpool and Arsenal this season, you're going to see a different thing. I put it to you.
Didn't Brighton score
this season? This season, they have not scored 4 against Arsenal.
What was the score?
Because we have not played Brighton this season.
Oh no, I'm asking about last season.
I'm talking about this season.
The football. Look, anything can happen in the football. Sometimes, and I think all of these teams. Brighton manager is a very good manager, right? They have performed well, right? They may not be a title contender.
All right. Okay. All right. Hold on. Give me the top 5 managers in the league.
Liverpool, City, Club, Guardiola.
Klopp. So Klopp is number. Is this
5 based on what?
Anything you want to base it on. So you give me your criteria and give me the 5.
Quality of football. Quality of football club. Arteta, Pep. I like what I see at Tottenham at the moment. And the Serbians. And I like what
you don't give me what I don't know. I don't hear the 5 enough. I hear you talk about you like what you senior, I want to hear coaches.
Well, I tell you based on quality of football.
But you don't name the 5 coaches.
Yeah, I told you
Club.
I tell you Club. I tell you Pep. I told you Arteta.
Okay, Arteta. De Zerbi
and City Posteligo, however he says name.
Right. Okay.
Quality of football.
So that's
what I like at the moment.
Fine. So at this moment, those are the 5 top coaches.
Yeah, in this moment for me. Yeah,
okay.
based on quality of football.
So okay. So based on quality of football, right? You don't like what you're seeing from Manchester United.
I don't like that what Manchester.
So you don't think Ten Hag is a good coach? In the top 5?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
he's not in the top 5.
Yeah. He's not in the top 5 for me.
All right. They're not you don't think Unai Emery is in the top 5 with Aston Villa and what they are doing?
He's not for me. He's doing well. He's a very good manager, but he's not in the top 5 for me.
Okay, and out there at Brentford, Frank.
You see,
I'm just asking, you know.
Yeah, I know you're just asking. So I'm looking at quality of football, and also in these managers that we're talking about, it seems as though we know for sure Pep, we know for sure Klopp. It seems as though they have the ability to improve players, right? Which I think is an important part of any coach responsibility. Arteta for sure, we know that those 3 managers. I think the ability when you work with players, it doesn't matter what level. As a manager, as a coach, if you believe you could improve players, I think that's a tremendous quality for me. Even if it's 5% improvement, and we have seen that with these guys.
Okay.
Tottenham is not missing Harry Kane at the moment.
Okay, it's 6 games still, you know.
Yeah, but that we only talking about it into this moment. I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen at the end of the season. In this moment, that I looked at Tottenham on Saturday, and they weren't afraid of Arsenal. Pochettino does have the ability to improve players too, but in this moment,
I think Ten Hag is a big coach.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I think Ten Hag.
Based on what? Based on what?
He improved Manchester United over last season, get them back in the Champions League, didn't he? And given, in spite of all the injuries, the issues he has had, the issues that the club is having.
So you're looking at results.
He has still produced the goods.
And you change. He was important.
And I don't think they're playing.
What's the criteria?
No. I don't believe that they're playing a bad brand of football. I don't think they're unattractive.
This season or last season?
I don't believe they have been unattractive this season in terms of how they play. Given all the injuries that they have, this team has played without like their back 4. You
realize they're mid-table, right?
Of course.
Okay.
And I'm saying that given that though, if you remove Brighton back 4 through injuries, if you remove Tottenham back 4 or Arsenal back 4, what would you think?
If you remove Arsenal back 4, or Tottenham back 4, what would I think about what?
You think they would Arsenal if you remove Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, and Zinchenko, right? Do you think Arsenal would be in the position that they are right now?
Are you going to replace them or are you going to play short?
That's a good one.
if you're going to replace them, it's going to depend on who with who, right?
Mm.
And if you're going to play short, they wouldn't be in the position that they.
KW Media says his top 5: Pep, Klopp, De Zerbi, Ten Hag, Arteta, Poch. And he says Sean Dyche is in there if you don't want to get relegated.
Nah, man, I like that kind of football.
Yeah. This one says injuries change your Man United play, but all the other teams, no matter who plays, they play their system. Okay.
What is it? Injuries can change. How
Yeah,
Man
he's
United
basically
perform?
saying that with the other teams, even though they change, you understand me, they still play the system.
I think, look, Man United have had a history that's a massive history, and right now they're on the decline, and I think they're struggling.
You think Manchester United is on the decline?
They're struggling to stabilize the team to get back to the level that they were with Paul Scholes and David Beckham and those guys.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, they're struggling to get back to that level. And Jose Mourinho told you that his greatest accomplishment was coming second with the squad that he had, right? And how much has that squad changed for the current coach, for Ten Hag? There's Casemiro in there now. There's a few guys that he brought in, but
Seriously, who did Manchester buy this season?
this season,
Onana,
yeah, the goalkeeper.
Highland, the centre forward. Who again?
I don't really pay attention to them. I don't think they bring anybody else.
They really haven't had a lot of additions. I have basically said they have lost 2 wingers. Sancho hasn't played. Mason Greenwood, though he wasn't there last season for part, is not there.
Sancho.
And they have bought Mason Mount, who I think is a Kai Havertz, like kind of buy. Oh yeah, and they bought Johnny Evans.
Yeah, just imagine that. Could you imagine that? Since you're a Manchester United fan, explain that, please. Explain that purchase to me. Can you explain that?
I don't know what went on. Whomever, Elanga is also out. So I don't know. Oh yeah, then by Amrabat, who was not played as well.
Look, I don't think I think they're gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle at that.
Yeah, and they also bought Reguilon from they got him from Tottenham. Rasmus as well. Thanks, Jason.
It's not that they're a bad team. The problems that they're having that is hanging over the head, that's gonna affect, I think, their ability to do well all season. So
what is different at Liverpool? What is different at Liverpool this season?
What is different?
Yeah.
I think one thing is different that they have a more mobile midfield. They have a more mobile midfield. I think up front, since that boy left.
So you think the midfield of Sublas CI?
Yeah,
like McAllister, Curtis Jones.
Yeah, I think the team has a little bit more quality, but also you have to understand that I don't think sometimes the outcome is based on how much a team has improved, but it also has a little bit to do with who they have played and where they are at the moment, right? Where the other teams are.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think but Liverpool will always be a force to reckon with.
Listen, Liverpool, let me tell you this. Liverpool started up front, right? With Salah, Nunes, and Diaz. They brought on Gakpo, Jota. That's what City have, Gravenberch, I think his name is. That's like City kind of depth, These guys are Canote and Bench,
And we don't know if they get their hands on City recruiting list again.
maybe Arsenal need to try and bring over Paqueta and replace Havertz.
That he might end up at City.
What are the Fulham player named Paulina?
Look, I think Arsenal spent a lot of money, and I don't know if it matches up with.
I think Paulina and this guy Paqueta would fit into this. In fact, if you said to me, we can get these two players and we can sell Thomas Partey, I would.
How could you? You just called him as one of the top 5 midfielders in the league.
I'm getting 2. If I can get Paulina and I can get Paqueta at the expense of Thomas Partey, I am getting them.
For this season.
If I can get the 2 of them at the expense of Thomas Partey, I am gone with them.
So hold on. For this season, you rather have
Paqueta, Paulina, and Declan Rice and Odegaard over Thomas Partey. And it's not because he's bad, but I think those 2 players in the Arsenal team is an upgrade on Thomas Partey alone in the Arsenal team.
I don't know. But I respect your opinion. I think Thomas Partey is real, genuine quality.
I agree, Right, if I'm getting one of them, I would not. If I'm getting both of them at the expense of Thomas Partey, I'm gone with it.
Why not at the expense of Declan Rice? What? Why not at the expense of Declan Rice?
But why? Because I just paid. I'm not going to get rid of Declan Rice. You can't. There's no team right now who are going to match what Arsenal pay for Declan Rice or close to it. So he cannot be sold right now.
So Arsenal overpaid for him.
You can say that. I believe that every player from England. Let me tell you this. Because every player, including Harry Kane, I've never seen an English player who has been sold that I think the valuation is correct. None in recent times.
That is
Jack
true.
Grealish overpriced. The one down by Real Madrid, Bellingham overpriced.
Yeah.
All of them. Calvin Phillips overpriced. All of them overpriced. Every single one.
Look, I to be honest with you, I hope Declan Rice work out and turn out to be a top player in the team and help the team. But I think Arsenal could have spent better.
Yeah.
What is this about Harry Maguire?
Don't leave Harry Maguire alone.
What is this good?
This one says the rumors is that Arsenal are going to buy Calvin Phillips.
Arteta is going to buy Calvin Phillips.
To do what?
He played
sit on the bench.
He played this weekend. The midfield is a real problem, and the striker position that needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed. Without getting a solid midfield, I mean, the captain is Odegaard he's in there, first name on the team sheet as far as the midfield is concerned, and just a 6 and a 8 that could.
You Real Madrid fans. Jude Bellingham is a very good player. Jude Bellingham don't worth more than $60 million. Excellent players, but don't worth more than 60 million. Just like I don't think Saka at Arsenal is worth more than 50 million. Nor Odegaard.
I think Saka will get there. I think Saka on merit.
I don't think Harry Kane is worth no 100 million. I think Harry Kane is at best a $50-60 million player. I think every player from England is overpriced and overrated.
The market is crazy. They overdo it.
Jude Bellingham is an excellent player, probably the best in his position right now. One of. But he's not worth them kind of money, sir.
Hold on.
The market is inflated.
The best in his position
Wanna?
In this position, you talking about globally?
Yeah, man. Hold on, we have a caller. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. You stop your man. You hear me, man? Listen to my you. Go Bellingham worth mere 60 million. Stop that, man. Stop that, man.
Huh?
Stop that, man. Stop the no, man. Boy, the Americans would say you're capping, man. Stop that mad detail, man.
All right.
I mean, Bellingham only worth a mere 60 mil, man.
All right, so tell me. All right.
Man.
All right, let me ask you, how much was when Jack Grealish, I think, was sold? He was sold for like 100 million, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you believe he was worth that?
All right. Bear in mind, there's so much factors that come in when it comes to all of this payment and the money, because you have to look at the English tax, and he's coming from an English league.
Okay.
I think he was on his last year of contract, I believe. Besides that, he's young. They're looking at probably the promise of what he can become. But in terms of 100 mil, I didn't think he worth 100 mil at the time. I still don't think he worth 100 mil. But the English tax caused that to be that amount, because by the time you say 100 million, seeing the taxes on them type of businesses where the other club have to pay,
Right.
it end up that's a little bit of money.
Here's
So,
the problem now.
You have to bear in mind. Yeah.
Here's the problem now. So if Jude Bellingham to Real Madrid is what, $80 million?
No, I don't think it's 80. But 80 up front with Axan.
Yeah.
Because the overall amount is 133 million.
Right, 133 mil. You believe he's so? How much is Mbappe to Real Madrid worth?
Yo, we're more than Bellingham, man. Because I'm being
So you're telling me
he worth more than Bellingham because of the position. Bear in mind, in a youth. Yeah.
But my point is that while I believe he's a good player, I don't believe he's that expensive. Because I don't believe that Mbappe is more than $100 million. So Jude Bellingham is 80 million max.
Well,
The market inflated. I have a problem with the market.
Money. As much as you might have a problem with the market.
It is what it is.
Because scouting report will show you. Well, on a scouting report will show you so much on these players. Yeah, because with Bellingham, you know, when Dortmund got Bellingham, I think he was 16 maybe. He spent 3 years down there when they got him. No, you have to look at all of these things in the morning that comes in play when they brought him at 16. Bear in mind, or 17, I think they bought him. Bear in mind, Birmingham retired this man jersey, you. And everybody thought it was madness. Yo, look at what he's doing now. Look at what he did in Dortmund, because he was a captain for Dortmund, I think 18, I think. He was a captain for Dortmund. Not anybody get captain in the youth. That's to show you his quality, Because this youngster also have leadership quality in the youth. And then he went to Madrid and became a focal point for Madrid, which a lot of people didn't see it. That this man is looking like a number 9. This man just a pop-up.
Who is better? Bellingham or Tchouaméni?
Tchouaméni?
Yeah.
All right, ask me this. If I am building a team, who would I get to bring the team around? I would say Bellingham. Ask me that. I would tell you Bellingham.
All right.
Because Bellingham can do so much side of the game. He can attack, he can defend.
So he's better than
the game.
Tchouaméni and Camavinga.
He's more an attacking player. He's a better attacking midfielder than both, if you ask me.
Okay,
I think the others will be more of a holding central midfielder, but he's better. Both sides of the game, he's a better back.
I see Jason saying that I paid $7.5 million for Havertz. If I were buying Havertz, I would put a dot before the 7 and the 5. Or a dot between the 7 and the 5. That's what he's worth.
No, but here's the thing. No, I think you guys overpaid for Havertz.
You telling me that you think I don't know?
I
don't think we should have paid for Havertz.
I don't think Havertz worth that amount of money. I tell you the truth, it doesn't work that. But I tell you, the English clubs, because of the taxes that they have to pay, their players are going to cost more. Isn't it? With the same Mason Mount, bear in mind, that was one of the reasons Liverpool walked away from the Mason Mount thing, because we just believed it was too expensive. Isn't it? And then bear in mind, he was a homegrown player for Chelsea, so Chelsea really made a profit. You get what I mean? So they're going to sell him for that amount because he's homegrown, he's academy player. Of course, they're going to sell him for that amount, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
I
don't think he worked that.
Yeah, okay.
He hasn't proved to anybody that I work this amount.
Hold on, go ahead, Andre.
To the caller, how is the value of a player determined?
Yeah.
I think they look at their sell-on. If it's possible to sell them back, they look at the age, they look at the scouting report. If the player perform, and then I think concerning their projection of what they can become.
Go ahead, Andre.
At the end of the day, I think what it boils down to, I mean,
it's Alan. It's I hear some
noise in the background.
Some scraping in the background, yeah. All right, after this, because it is very, the sound is very, sorry, it's Alan, but the sound in the background was not good. Go ahead, Andre.
If you're having a discussion about it, people will talk about the talent of the player, the age of the player, the projection, the position that the player plays, the current situation with regards to the contract and salary and that kind of stuff, international experience, image, financial strength, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I think it boils down to what somebody wants to pay for the player. To some people, Jude Bellingham is 100 million. And to some people, he might be 20 million. That's why most clubs probably wouldn't even get into that conversation, because they don't think that they should play. To Arsenal, Declan Rice was worth 100 million.
Is Jude Bellingham the best player in his position in the world?
I think it's... What are you just putting that out there, right?
Is he the best player in his position in the world?
It's too early for that.
No, we're talking about right now.
Right now?
Yeah. He's a what? Number 8, right? A box to box.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't be. No, he's not. I mean, we could simply say that Kevin De Bruyne is in a better place than him.
All right. So what is Jude Bellingham? He's not a number 8.
If he's playing in the 8th position, he's a top talent. He's a top talent with a bright future. And we just gotta wait and see. He started the season well in Spain, and he had a good preseason. And the future is bright. We just gotta wait and see.
All right. Who is the best player in the position that Jude Bellingham play? Who are the top 5 players?
What are the top 5 players in that position?
In the world.
Number 1 would be Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be Kevin De Bruyne. Number 3 would be Kevin De Bruyne. He won everything last season. I don't think it's a fair conversation to start discussing, and that's one of the things.
Is Jude Bellingham better than Martin Odegaard?
That's one of the things that happened with.
Is Jude Bellingham better than Martin Odegaard?
That's one of the reasons. That's what the British press normally does. That to accept so many of those players in the squad, because they break them down. And I think he's a good player. He's a good young player with a huge upside.
But Martin Odegaard is young. Is he better than Martin Odegaard?
Is he better than Martin Odegaard right now at the moment?
Because Martin Odegaard had a better year than Kevin De Bruyne and a better year last year than Jude Bellingham.
What do you look at? The team had a better year, is what you're saying? The team had a better year? Or the individuals had a better year? Is that what are you saying? What are you saying?
I think in Martin Odegaard's role right now, I think honestly, when I go by last season, I think only probably Kevin De Bruyne had a better season than him in terms of impact on team.
I'm surprised you're saying
Probably
that.
Pedri, and probably Pedri from Barcelona. Pedri is his name, the Barcelona player.
Yeah.
I don't think last season Jude Bellingham had a better and so far this season, though he has started good, I still think Odegaard is still influential at Arsenal.
I think it's unfair to Jude Bellingham to start to have a discussion about him being one of the best or the best in his position. I think it's unfair to him.
Somebody's asked me if Jude would start in the Arsenal team. Yeah, for in the Granit Xhaka role, but Martin Odegaard is still starting. So Jude Bellingham being at Arsenal, Martin Odegaard not mentioned.
Rice, Jude Bellingham, Partey, and Martin.
So is Jude Bellingham better than Pedri?
You can't make those. You can't make those are emotional.
Is he better than Manchester United fan? Is Jude Bellingham better than Bruno Fernandes?
Who's the Manchester United fan?
Yeah. Is he better than Bruno? For the Chelsea fans,
I thought
Liverpool fans, is he better than McAllister, who won the World Cup with Argentina, starred up at...
I thought we was only talking about teams in the top 5 in the EPL.
Where is Liverpool?
No, you mentioned United players there.
Oh, United also. All right. Somebody saying, we didn't even remember to Gundogan. Gavi, Gundogan, KDB, all better than Bellingham. Yeah, that's true. Odegaard as well.
Gundogan, top player. Yeah.
Yeah, Odegaard as well. Don't leave out Odegaard.
Yeah, but I think it's unfair to Bellingham to put his name in that. He's trying to find his way in. I think it's gonna, the fact that I'll say this much. In time to come, he will be a top English player. The fact that he has left home and he's now in Spain, I think that's going to do a lot for his quality in the future and who he becomes as a player. I believe that. I think it's his trajectory is different to a lot of the players that
give me what you saw of McAllister at the World Cup, at Brighton last season, and here at Liverpool. He's not in the conversation with Jude Bellingham.
You're asking me that? I'm not saying that. Look, Drew is saying that you're not watching Madrid games.
No, I'm not saying Bellingham isn't playing ball. But do you watch Kevin De Bruyne when he plays? Gavi when he plays? Odegaard when he plays?
Jason don't think it's unfair. Jason don't think it's unfair that he has the same or more value. It's not the value that he has is not his fault. He didn't place that value on himself. Others place that value on him. Where he is right now, he's a young man just trying to find his way in the game, and he's in a very good position, I think, to become a top player. But to talk about him as being one of the best with guys who have accomplished so much, among guys who have accomplished so much, I don't think it's, and that's the pressure that's been put on English players for years when it comes to major tournaments.
All right.
It's coming home.
All right.
Madison.
Listen.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Who the guy?
Madison took out Odegaard out. Yes.
Somebody hated on Martin, boy.
All right. But people, Andre, listen, thanks as usual for coming on,
Welcome, no problem, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you later. I'm trying to work on one that I think is gonna be good. I don't know if if you heard, there's been some conversations recently about match fixing activities in the region, but in particular in Trinidad. There was a very good interview done over the weekend. I'll send it to you, and I'm trying to see if I can get something done with that. I think.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I think it's a good discussion to have, because it certainly is happening, and listening to the interview, while it was good, there are some things that could probably be you can go more detail into. So we talk about that later on. All right.
All right, yeah, man. Blessings. All right, take care,
All right.
people. Yeah, man. Remember, there is also, thank you, Andre. We also have the I Am Sure Sports Fantasy League, and I'm going to show you what is going on in terms of who is leading that right now. You will be surprised because Demo is nowhere to be found on the top 10 screen. Look at this. So you have Jason leading with 403. More Juice FC second, 300. Game week 6, right? So you can see all that they got. Gabby Abbey FC 375. Fire Fidat FFC 361. The Invincibles 357. Full Effects 354. Jave Chelsea FC 354. Tied right there. T got 353. Tied with D. People D, but they weird on a ninth. The man who said, yeah, chat, weird on a ninth. 353. And Dre Any Weather finishing off the top 10 with 351. So that is the top scores in the fantasy league. You understand me? It's not too late, people. You can still join. All right, let me show you the second page now. This is like those who are from 11, you know, yeah, down to the end. Let's see who is making up. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go from 11 to 20 now and give you the name. Also, Manchester United fans who in the Dream League who act like them a big manager, and them always give Coach Hal Grimson talk, and every coach them a give talk. See, you know, not even Fantasy League them can league. Street Side FC there 11th at 345. Same as Rising FC with 345. Imagine Awesome, that should be 342. Youngs Lions 340, 14th. OGLFC team 328. Fireman 325. Watch I know. Duckland, the weird on a 17th. Man, will get relegated. 315. Crazy Yardy 300. You understand me? Peel them United 298. Fireball Foreign Spider 292. And Danny G 247. Number 21. You see it, people? So sometimes the man them say them a top manager, you know. You see it now? Them a flop. Them a flop. All right, but good show. We have some work to do out on the road, and we're going to try and see if we can do that today. We need to drop off some boots to Sir Wayne Suaya, who reached out to us. So we're going to try and see if we can get that done. Listen, people, a couple of things you need to do. One, have you hit the like button yet? If not so, go ahead and do so right now. Let's check and see how many likes we have. See if we have gotten to 100 likes. If not, we're going to ask you before you go to hit the like button. We need 16 more to 100, so make sure you do that, right? If you have not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. All right. So like and share and subscribe. Also, remember you can be a member of I Am Sure Sports. You know, we have the membership option that is available to you. It's right there. It's very, very easy for you to do as we are about to, you know, launch our merch. Yep. You understand me? So do that. And check us out here on I Am Sure Sports continually. I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. We have 2 fantastic interviews lined up for you this week. Stay tuned for that. I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, when it gets to the end of the program, we say we are over and we are OUT. out of here. But before we go, remember, join me over on Ira FM tonight between 9:30 and 10 when we'll be talking about some schoolboy football. Have a blessed day, everyone. See you on the other side. We are over and we are OUT out of here.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, you cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha, yeah. Someone on for the food from we young, from we day, you need height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.